Hello.
Hey, what's up?
So this is a show.
Yes.
Bullshit.
Yep, there's Jordan bringing us back down to earth. Always there to hit us with a little dose of reality. So this is Dark Sun. We play Dark Sun in the world of Dark Sun, Athos. We also just like mess with our phones randomly and do not know how to operate them.
Okay, we are adults that understand technology.
Yeah, I can't talk shit. I honestly do not know how my smartphone works. Thank you for joining us for Dark Sun here on Saturday. Thank you for joining us in the past and in the future as well. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We're using the Dungeon World rules. It's kind of like D&D, but a little more storytelling oriented. They simplify the rules a little bit to focus more on what's happening instead of getting bogged down in a lot of the math of D&D. D&D is a great system, but Dungeon World is maybe a little better for simplifying things. So this is our cast. These people. You'll recognize 4 of them. The 5th one you won't recognize from this show, but you will recognize from other shows.
And if you don't?
No, I already told them that they will
And if you
recognize Teline from other shows. So yeah, here's Teline. Teline is with us this Saturday.
Yay!
Hey, thanks everybody. I feel so welcome and happy.
Teline is I'm very happy to have Teline with us because she's a better human being than the other 4 people at the table.
Very true.
That speaks poorly of everyone.
I know these people.
Oh, we know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're just absolute piles of garbage. They're my friends, but they are piles of garbage.
We wouldn't be your friends if we weren't garbage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think the but was needed. The fact that we're your friends, should tell people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get it. Yeah,
That explains everything.
yeah.
Sean's
people-
awful.
Yeah, I agree. I sent a text to our producer Sax this morning saying I am literally the worst, and it was unironic. That's Teline. Teline, let's just have you talk about the character you're gonna play today in Dark Sun.
Yes. Today I will be playing a feral halfling, half elf, half human. Feral, emphasis on feral. Wild, just not even, barely, Nell level linguistics. You know the movie Nell?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yes.
Hey, in the
Okay.
wind, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My name is I-Wok, I-WOK.
WOK. Yeah.
And I have a spiny lizard named Rancor, with which I have created a supernatural mental connection.
As rangers do.
As rangers do. I'm a ranger.
Yeah.
I shoot things with arrows. And I'm basically invisible when I don't move.
Yeah.
So-
Super good at camouflage.
Yeah.
So this is I should have told you, halflings are like hobbits, so you're basically playing a hobbit. You can have elven heritage, but you are very small.
Awesome.
So last week we actually encountered some feral halflings in the game. So that's where you met this feral halfling. And this feral halfling actually came back with you to town. And you've had the opportunity now to visit the legendary free city of Tyr. This would be probably the first actual city that you've ever been to. Dark Sun is Dungeons and Dragons meets Mad Max. So basically imagine your entire life up to this point has just been living in the wastelands, Mad Max style, and now you're seeing that there's a city which is real nice, and there's roofs over people's heads. There's food in most
I don't trust
places.
any of this.
Yeah.
It seems crazy.
Here's the funny thing: neither do most of the people in the party. They're like, something's off here.
Nope.
Nope, not right.
Yeah. So the legendary free city
Generally
of Tyr.
pro-tier, right?
Yeah, you're super into it.
Yeah, you've been
Most into it, actually.
Yeah, you've been outwardly very supportive of the Sorcerer King
Yeah.
of Tyr.
Yenin is like your bro.
So this city is run by a Sorcerer King who is incredibly powerful, but the only Sorcerer King in the world who cares about its citizens. He has literacy programs and provides food for the people. People aren't starving. They have water, makes sure that everybody has jobs. And then also, just as a side note, he has propaganda all over the city talking about how great he is. But other than that,
It's a little bit of a mixed bag.
it's a mixed bag. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. So yeah, that's the setup. So that's what you see in the what you've noticed in the legendary free city of Tyr. So, you were brought back to the legendary free city of Tyr by these other friends and fellows, and you're currently staying in an inn with them. Real crazy. You are, you're among the least civilized of the people staying at the inn, but surprisingly, you are. Yeah, it is sadly comparable. How many other people at this inn are absolute savages. So you have some company in the inn. Not a lot, but there's some. So last time in last week's session, Gideon went on the lam. So Jordan normally plays a character named Gideon Longfellow. And describe Gideon real quick.
Gideon is basically an anarchist bombardier who is just heavily, almost pathologically anti-authority. I would not even say almost pathologically anti-authority. He's pathologically anti-authority.
Sure.
And has been involved in revolutions and rebellions since he was very young. And now, after working with Yinin for a little while, kind of snapped when Yinin built statues of him as part of his propaganda machine.
Yeah.
And didn't like that. But yeah.
Yeah. You became part of the propaganda machine.
Yeah. Didn't like it.
It's the worst thing that could happen to you.
So so the statue of Gideon, along with the statues that the Sorcerer King had built of all the other players, were destroyed in a giant explosion. And Gideon went on the run because maybe the Sorcerer King is going to be unhappy with that.
Yeah.
The Sorcerer King actually immediately after the explosion announced to the city that they were being attacked by a different Sorcerer King in a different city, and that's what the explosion was. So the city is now preparing for war, and everybody in the city seems to be worried, but they're glad that they have a Sorcerer King that cares about, that cares first and foremost about the security of the city, because that is the most important thing, is making sure that people are safe. So, the party has been staying at this inn, and you guys are actually approached. Those of you besides Jordan are approached by somebody in the Veiled Alliance. The Veiled Alliance being a terrorist group that opposes all the Sorcerer Kings. In
Terrorist. All right.
Freedom fighters.
Rebellion.
Hey, listen. I mean, if you're against the Sorcerer Kings, then you're against civilization, and that makes you a terrorist. That's how most people see it. Most people would say, "Hey, if you're against these beautiful things that the Sorcerer
All
Kings
right,
have
I've got
created."
some pamphlets for most people.
Okay, I get it.
According to the
They can't read.
according to the
There's
leaflets we
pictures.
all got, that's terrorism.
So, you're actually approached by one of your contacts that you'd met before. I can't remember her name. She was an elf. Doesn't matter. We'll say her name is Bevel. That sounds familiar. Maybe that's somebody else. We'll say her name is Amara. So Amara comes into the inn and catches up with you guys when you're all seated for breakfast. And she brings kind of a weird-looking dwarf with her, which is the character that Jordan will be playing today. So describe that character now.
All right, so my new character is Grald Graldson. He is a gruff, very he has bronze armor, but it's very ceremonial. The whole thing, it seems like it was made from bits and pieces that were all put together. And his face is covered in just dried blood and ash and this ritualistic thing. And he has very dark, long hair that's just matted with dust and stuff, and just carries this big ceremonial knife on his hip. And he's a shaman. Grald was actually, I've decided that his most of his village was killed in a plague when he was very young. So him and his mother who was like a shaman, basically continued to live in this village, but from a very young age, like she taught him how to see the spirit, so he didn't really even understand that the village was dead for a long time.
These are all his friends.
He just lived with the spirits of his ancestors, like, as his life, and was raised in that. So he is, he understands spirits. Like, he's as comfortable with the dead as he is with the living, and in fact is a little uncomfortable with the living. But yeah, just like a gruff, like, very barbaric-looking dwarf shaman, and his name is Grald Graldson,
which is a great name. That's a good dwarf name. So so Amara approaches with this dwarf and says to you, so your friend Gideon has gotten himself into some trouble. We don't know if he was involved with what happened, the explosion. I'm not sure if
I thought that was another sorcerer king.
I think it's entirely possible that it wasn't a different sorcerer king. We don't know if it is Gideon or not that did it, but we just, for our members in the Veiled Alliance, whenever there's problems and there was talk around town that Gideon was going to be captured or picked up by the local Templars, we immediately wanted to escort him to safety. So Gideon called in for his safe house.
Gideon didn't do it.
No,
Gideon did not do it.
Okay, we agree.
I know Gideon.
Okay, we agree. We agree. Obviously, Gideon is innocent. The issue is so Gideon was escorted to his safe house, and there was in fact a wizard who was supposed to keep eye on him, but the wizard has turned, and in fact has now taken Gideon well beneath the city into some catacombs that we believe had been closed. So Gideon has now been kidnapped
by a magic user,
by a wizard who was part of our ranks in the Veiled Alliance, but is now turned. Being that it's down in the old city of Tyr in the catacombs, we decided to send one of our best members along with you, who would be best to deal with the catacombs. So this is Grold, and he'll be able to help you.
It is good to meet you all. I am Grold Graldson. I am comfortable underground. I will help lead you to your friend.
I like him.
Hey, I like him too. Hey, I'm Osvald Torgen.
Osvald. Have a strong grip, Osvald.
Okay, so let's describe all of our characters for Teline, so that people actually know what the heck is going on. Yeah, so Osvald, why don't you talk about your silly character first?
Okay,
You're
I'm
an insane half-giant.
I'm a half-giant psychic warrior. I use psionic power to protect my friends, and I can heal. And I can heal by losing my health to heal other people. And I am against all magic except druidic magic, because I found out that druidic magic is good. Like a vision of one of the emperors of the half giants. I saw a vision. She said that druidic magic is good.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm against all magic except druidic magic. There's no way Gideon did anything. He's innocent.
Yeah, because they were friends for a long time.
Yeah, I know Gideon. He wouldn't do that.
They weren't friends for a long time.
Gotcha.
Okay, and Tenna Lee Boone?
All right, Tenna Lee Boone. So she's a mule fighter.
I'm sorry. A mule fighter.
A
Yes,
mule
so
is
a
a
mule is a
half-human, half-dwarf.
Dwarf, but
Okay.
they're bigger than humans.
Nice.
Because genetics is weird.
And I also have no hair,
Sweet.
which is a mule trait. So that's just kind of like henna decorated.
Naturally.
But yeah, so she grew up being basically like a girl that liked to fight, and nobody really liked that.
Nope.
But she was really good at it, and so that kind of became like her goal in life was just to become the best fighter out of anyone ever. And any excuse to fight, she's all about it because she's really good at it, and that's when she feels the most in control of her life is when she's fighting.
Last week we visited Tenna Lee Boone's backstory a little bit.
We did.
And that was actually her backstory is what brought you into the legendary Free City of Tyr.
Yes.
Whoa.
So I used to be, I guess a slave, right?
Yeah.
So
But you were treated very
But
well.
I was treated
so-
very well, so I was kind of one of the top level servants of a noble house in Tyr. that I thought was wonderful, and kind of had built myself up that, the honor of my house there, who, saved me and brought me in and gave me all this access to honing my skills and becoming super powerful, and I thought that I owed them everything. And then last week we found out they were actually awful.
They had scores of regular slaves that were just working the mines and working the fields.
Yeah, and then apparently they were just the worst.
Yeah.
And so
that happens with slave owners.
that is
Surprisingly.
that we've decided, or I decided that is influenced why my character seems a little kooky.
Yeah. Okay.
So my character, that's driven her a little mad of this past that she's had, where she thought she knew what was going on and how everything was laid out, and then she found out that she didn't. And so I end up kind of fighting a little bit like a crazy person, improvising weapons a lot. And just basically being willing to get into a fight anytime,
fighting
anywhere.
with the ferocity of a Tembo.
Just with absolute disregard for my own well-being.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And we also have Pitka.
I am a blind scion who sees the future with 100% accuracy always.
Yep, every time.
Every time I try to have a vision of the future, it's completely accurate. And if it doesn't go as planned, that's someone else's problem.
That's the future's fault.
Someone else's fault.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Someone made a mistake.
The future messed up.
Yeah, the future messed up.
The future did not follow the way.
The wires got crossed somehow, and
Not very powerful in terms of fighting, but a lot of, trying to manipulate the battlefield. And then, I was also a slave to a sorcerer king named Bezbakar,
Naturally.
who wanted to take my psionic visions and use them for his own greater purposes.
Bezbakar.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
It should. BSB Care is one of our best Patreon people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now it's coming together.
Yeah.
Yes.
You, and what is your favorite food?
Oh, unseasoned gruel.
Okay, good.
Tried to season his gruel once, it wasn't.
Yeah,
did not hit
Not
well.
Wasn't
Yeah,
having it.
he got very upset at the innkeeper. Okay, so that's everybody. So that's our group for today.
Well, as Geralt introduces himself, he turns and shakes the hand of each person, and then turns and shakes the hand of a fifth person that nobody can see, and then realizes his mistake and is like, oh.
although
Who was that?
I see the spirits of the dead.
I have two.
All right. I have no doubt of that.
When you try to shake my hand, I drop a dead mouse into it with my mouth.
I speak to the dead mouse and I'm like, it is nice to meet you also.
Its spirit runs up my arm and sits on my shoulder for a moment.
Naturally.
You're nice enough to give the dead mouse back, but you have the real mouse.
Yeah. I got the spirit of the dead mouse.
that's just his empty vessel.
So Amara begins. So you'll need to go through the sewers to start with, and that will take you down to the. I have a map that I've drawn up for you, and that'll take you to the old city of Tyr, that's underneath the current iteration of Tyr, and you'll be able to find your way into the catacombs. The problem is, it's always been sealed, magically sealed with clerical or with divine magic, which is kept the city safe because it's rumored that there's undead just roaming all around in these catacombs. So you'll have to break the seal to get in. Once you're in, the catacombs are very large, so you won't be able to guarantee that nothing can get out unless you seal the runes behind you. I think it would be most responsible for you to seal the runes behind you as you go in. It won't lock you in, you'll still be able to get out, but it will protect the civilians of the city if you do so that nothing can get out behind you.
Will we have to use magic to get through the magic seal?
You will not have to use any magic,
Okay.
Osvald, I promise.
If we have to use magic, I'll do it since I've been cursed before.
We know how to
Okay.
carry it now.
I'm
Yes,
not.
we do.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what kind of curse, magic curse you're talking about. That's an exceedingly rare phenomenon, and people don't usually survive that. But
I did.
Osvald's very strong.
okay.
I did. I'm special, so I survived.
Okay. Well, out of game, the reason you survived is because that did not exist. There was no magic curse. You were not cursed or sick in any way.
Nope, we fixed it.
Fine.
By the way, I definitely have poultices on my gear list, so
Nice.
Poultices.
poultices.
Poultices. Yeah. So you are
Smoke 'em,
definitely
Stuffing in your
cuts.
Never stops being a great phrase.
Never. It's just so great to say.
So you definitely know how to disable the wards and then how to bring them back up as well.
Okay.
This is kind of right in your wheelhouse, being for with the undead and the spirits and stuff like that. So if there's any supplies you need before you go, I'd encourage you to pick them up. But the sooner the better. I'm not sure how much time we have before Gideon maybe gets spirited out of the city altogether.
Can I refill my 1 health potion?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
May
In fact, all of you have 1 health potion.
Yeah.
And that heals for 10 hit points.
I would like to take an hour just to see if I can discern a little bit more about the situation that Gideon's in.
Sure.
Um,
Can you guys inch the dice tray a little bit closer to the camera, please? Maybe like 1 square. Yeah, there we go.
Of the subject. Okay, cool. Yeah.
so,
Oh,
What are
and
you
you can
doing?
discern realities about it. Okay, cool.
Hey, Sean,
Yeah.
is my 3 armor already counting my
It
funeral
is.
mask?
Yeah.
Will these catacombs have rats and insects and such?
For sure.
Oh,
yeah.
then I'm good.
What kind of catacombs would they be otherwise?
Unless you try to spout lore that they don't.
They're just like the most.
Oh yeah, so here's the thing about Dungeon World. I don't think you're going to want to for this particular fact, but you can spout lore about things in Dungeon World, which just means you roll 2d6, add your intelligence modifier, and say just a fact about the world, and that's how you spout lore. And if you get a 10 plus, then what you said is correct about the world. Lower than that, and it's not really going to be quite as correct. If you roll a 6, then it is going to be fantastically incorrect. And you're going to establish lore about the world that is nearly the opposite of what you say.
For example, that my family was one of the kindest families to the slaves. I tried to spout lore on that, and I think I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you're
So very incorrect.
yeah, they were very brutal.
yeah,
What
they
are
were.
some positive examples of times that's been locked into the world?
I established the mafia-like structure of city Thrycreen.
That's true. Yeah, they're mafiosos.
I tried to establish that buzzards always fly to the north. That was untrue.
That was untrue.
You also
Surprisingly.
established that was it lizard people we were fighting? You established that.
Oh, yeah.
They thought that if something disappears, it's a god.
Demigod. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
That
if
is
we ever
true.
run into them again,
Also, if
they
you
believe that.
stab golems in the butt, they berserk.
Yep,
That's right.
that wasn't one.
So as you can tell, this is a very serious game.
Gotcha. There's a lot of really deep issues that we deal with.
Yeah.
I love spout lore. I might like this more than D&D. I might.
Yeah, it would probably be even better if you had an intelligence score that was good.
Yeah. That's what makes it so great. He has a -1 int. And
So
he'll spout
he's
lore
just-
like
Spouts
it's just,
lore like it's going out of style.
He is perhaps the worst person to do it, and yet the one who does it by far
All
the
the
most
time.
often.
The most.
It's amazing. It's the best.
Gotcha.
So there you go. That's how you spout lore. Okay. So any business to take care of before you head down to the catacombs?
No, I'm gonna roll to.
Oh, you're just absolutely.
Yeah,
you're gonna
so-
try and divine about this
So-
situation.
So my character can take an hour to meditate and gain a vision, but since I'm blind, we can't know what the result is. And Sean's just gonna explain. I'm trying to discern a little bit more about the situation that Gideon is in to see if there's anything helpful.
Yeah.
So
All right. So close your eyes.
close your
everybody.
eyes.
Everybody, close your eyes so
Oh,
that we
no.
don't know if this is true or not.
I hope those got
Okay,
in
so-
the thing.
Yep, they're in there. Let me just make sure that the people can see. That's what it is.
We got it.
Okay. Open your eyes, everyone.
Silly.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay. So, so you see actually a vision of a robed figure, kind of a very stereotypical wizard type.
That's probably the wizard, guys.
That's probably the wizard. And you see this wizard down in the catacombs, and you see Gideon being like laced with tattoos and looks like alchemical silver, and you see some magical runes being carved onto him, and you can see the wizard seems to be like drawing power from the tomb for some purpose that you see Gideon, and it looks like all this power is heading towards Gideon.
Oh.
Okay,
Crazy.
that sounds very bad.
Or it could be good.
Could be good. Could be just powering up Gideon.
Yeah.
The biggest
So,
explosion he's ever gonna.
And I think
have in
it
his life.
says you're also allowed to discern realities or spout lore about that if you would like. So that is always an option.
Well, I'm gonna spout lore that that is the tomb of the Sorcerer Kings. Like all of the past Sorcerer Kings of Tyr are where he's at.
Okay, roll me a spout lore for that.
Nope.
You think it's true?
You're like, I'm pretty sure this is the tomb for past Sorcerer Kings.
Okay.
We all believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me write something down real quick.
He's like, all right. Shawn has to like change stuff because we're so bad at spelling.
Yeah. Okay.
Mark XP.
Come on.
Mark
Oh
XP
yes.
Oh
Mark
golly.
for being terrible.
Yeah.
So anytime you fail a roll, if you roll a 6 or less, then you, on your character sheet, you mark 1 XP. So that's kind of the cool thing about failing dice rolls is you get more XP than people who constantly roll good. So that's kind of a nice little benefit.
So since everyone's preparing for an hour, I go to a local kennel where they like keep dogs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I purchase a dog. Okay.
It's mostly like rodents and lizards, but okay.
That's fine. I want a large rodent will do then.
Okay.
You mean like a spiny lizard, perhaps named Rancor?
No, it's got to be something that's kind of fast.
An ROUS.
And I take it and I like pet it and I'm like, yes, you are a good creature. And then I strangle it to death.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, that was going where I thought it was going.
Yeah, this is a very of mice and men moment.
No, I strangle it to death so I can take its spirit into me and then I can
Oh, so
use
it's
that.
totally benign.
Well, see, I don't completely see
Yeah.
why people are so squeamish about this life-death divide.
Right. Because to
thing.
you, it's really just one continuum. of-
Yeah, most of my friends and family were dead people when I was little.
Yeah. The person who's kind of the person in charge of this petting zoo, basically. The person in charge of the petting zoo that you just went to and killed an animal just looks at you and is like, you need to pay me for that.
And I'll just be like, it's broken.
They take the large rodent back and they lay it down in its hay, and they're just like, can you please leave?
I want to spout lore that there was also a small child watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah, it's a petting zoo. So there was actually like half a dozen kids that were like, oh, we want to pet that one next. Oh.
They all start crying, and I turn to them and be like, do not worry, children. You will die also eventually.
That isn't going
Death comes for us all.
that isn't going to not worry them.
It's the sweet embrace of death. She'll come to crave.
So now I have this rabbit or whatever's spirit inside me. I take a debility for that.
Okay.
So I'm slightly less strong.
Okay. So you're not super strong right now.
No, I had +1. Now I've got +0.
Okay.
But I can release that later, and it will show me a path where I need to go, which I figure would be useful when we're trying to get through some catacombs.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
Yeah.
I also, during this hour, I went to go work out because I was reminded about how I'm not strong looking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, last time I think you heard that you weren't very strong looking.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll work out with you.
Yeah.
so you guys go pick up rocks in the desert for a few hours.
Come here, devil log.
And
It's a heavyweights reference, everyone. I'm sorry.
it's a great movie. So yeah, you're starting. I mean, you've been making a good focus on working out.
I'm gonna say even that I do too much weight because I'm trying to impress Tenna.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I do too much weight one time.
Yeah, because you guys are kind of
But I'm there to spot you. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
you guys are kind of the Legolas and Gimli of this campaign, constantly
Yeah.
trying to outdo each other, trying to
Yeah.
get better and better.
That's what we are.
So yeah, you unfortunately to the detriment of your reading program, you've
Yeah.
been working out a lot to get bigger. So unfortunately, you're still stuck at only knowing your
Yeah.
name and where.
Well,
you
I also figured in an hour how much can I learn read.
That's a
it's
good
like
point.
you need more than an hour.
Yeah, you
But
definitely.
you can get a good swell on.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
hour.
You
That's
can get a
very-
workout in.
Yeah, you can easily get a workout in an hour. You can't learn anything in an hour. I think we all know that.
Yeah,
We've all been there.
Yeah, that's why no one ever bothers to do anything educational that takes 1 hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bullshit. Nobody.
It's like 4 hours at least.
4 hours.
Yeah, you need
Exactly.
minimal.
That's why whenever I skipped classes when I was younger, it was like less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
Didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I'm exactly as smart as the kids who went. So maybe smarter because I know how to use my time.
Aha!
I know one of those kids. They're not very smart.
The kids that went to school all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck those kids.
It's like you could have been working out.
They have that,
Right.
what do you call it, a diploma?
Yeah.
They have
I
a
think
certain,
I think
how
that's
do you
the
say?
the plural version. Diplomy.
Diplomy.
A diploma.
At the end when I was graduating, I walked up to the dean and I was like, "Hey, diplomy." So you guys
They were like, not today, Graham, not today.
And so you head down into the sewers after picking up your supplies, after strangling a small animal, after working out, and after divining a vision of the of Gideon. You find your way down into the sewers, and it takes a little while because it's actually pretty deep in the sewers. But you follow the map, and you actually find your way to a large circular portal, which is blocked by a stone with all sorts of runes on it.
So this is the entrance.
Yeah, this is clearly the old catacombs. You know that you can disable the wards pretty easily, but it's going to be very, very easy for you to disable them, but you're going to need to make some sort of probably wisdom or charisma check to try and disable them without some sort of something going awry.
Okay, can I try and call upon an honored ancestor? My great aunt, who was a lay sorcerer kind of thing.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
And her name was Blinda Geraldson.
Blinda Geraldson.
Blinda Geraldson.
Yep.
So it was on your mom's side.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
on my
it's on
mom's. Well, no, it's because the way it works, like my dad was Grald Rorickson, because it's like you take your father's name as your last name.
So it's like a Norse thing.
Yes,
It's a
it's
Norse
like that,
thing.
but
Got
it's
it.
not. It's a dwarven thing. So fuck you, Scott.
Not even at all the same at all.
Completely
at all.
different.
Okay, so I try and summon Blinda. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a charisma roll, so that's a 10 plus.
Nice.
And so
Hard success.
they will gladly help.
Blinda, the good sorcerer
And so
Exactly.
I'm just like,
Of the Norse.
of the Norse.
I'm just
yes.
like, well, she's less of a sorcerer and more just like someone who, well, I guess she like had natural inclination for magic and like served that purpose among our like
Like
I want to say
witch.
village, but it was like a series of tunnels.
Village
Yeah,
witch.
she was like our village witch.
You're like, I never really
So
thought
she
of calling her that.
literally
but yeah.
is
She
Blinda,
was
the
our-
good witch of the Norse.
Belinda, the
Amazing.
good witch of the North. Nah, but that worked out.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, so Blinda, I'm just like, Aunt Blinda,
These runes, they bring much worry to all of us. What should I do? What do we need to do to get rid of them without ruining the lives of my friends? Because people care so much about that sort of thing here.
You're a long way from home, aren't you, Gideon?
Absolutely not. Destroy them. Make sure that they're just destroy them completely.
Oh, that's simple?
These spirits deserve to roam. They shouldn't be captured. They shouldn't be kenneled in one area. They should be allowed to roam free.
No, I agree with that.
So just destroy them.
All right.
Can we hear Belinda?
I think you can hear her, but you see me just being like,
Oh, yeah. You make a good point.
What's the point? What
How's
point
Uncle Grod
is
doing?
Belinda making?
Oh, he has a thing on his calf. It's really gross. We keep trying to lance it, but it keeps coming back.
Even when you're
think
dead,
that's-
you
I
get
think that's
boils?
I think that's a
Yeah.
maggot.
Oh.
You've got to get him to stay off his feet for just a few days. I know he's a walker, but
Oh, but he just really wants the lawn to look good, you know? Every day you want to
the
work
lawn
on it.
is fine. The lawn is fine. Quentin can deal with the lawn.
Oh, but you know, the people across the way have a nicer lawn. He's trying to keep up with them.
Oh, please. They've got a rock garden. Anybody can have a nice rock garden.
Well, you know, they ended up getting they got an air elemental to take care of their lawn as well.
Really?
Yeah. So now he's
That must have
complaining
cost
we
them a bundle."
need an air elemental too now.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
so showy. It's all signaling with these people, you know?
In the meantime, I want to use my hunt and track to see if anyone's passed by here recently.
absolutely. Roll me a wisdom check for that.
I'm
Get those
gonna.
dice out of my fucking tray. Jordan. Get those out of my tray.
Get that dice.
I'm a trickster.
Get that dice out of my face.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
plus 2 to that if
13.
Yeah,
That is
somebody knows
yeah.
about
That is an
something.
incredible success.
really good at hunting.
Yeah.
And tracking.
And tracking.
Hunting
And
tracking.
tracking.
Hunting and tracking. Okay, so you so very clearly you see one set of footprints, which is a very light walker, and then you see very clearly just another person who's been dragged.
Drag
Just
marks.
straight up drag marks.
And
yeah.
one other person.
And one other person. Yeah, the steps that are very light are almost like, it's not because they covered their tracks. They're just like almost supernaturally light.
Just very light in his loafers.
very light in his
Very
loafers.
light in his loafers.
Exactly correct.
I point like a dog would.
Oh well, I think Ewok might be looking at something.
Yeah, you actually you primarily determine that through smell.
Yes.
And then like
I do?
one and then, you also determine through smell because Ewok has a very particular scent
Right.
to notify
Very
you.
directional.
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
she's musted. She must have found something.
Busted.
Oh man.
All right.
So spout lore that's how feral.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, please do. Please do.
Do it.
What's your intelligence?
No,
6.
no.
Can I lend aid?
Yes, you can aid.
Yay!
Do you aid? You do. Okay, you get a +1,
Which makes that a 7.
which makes it a 7.
Technically
sort of
true.
true.
So it's like it's mainly like one of those things where like so she just like brushes a little bit of the mud and moss off and so that smell that puffs up, it like gets everybody's attention.
Right.
All right.
So that's the smell that gets your attention. So you think you can attempt to destroy these runes and get rid of them.
All right. I'm just like, does anyone have a hammer? Or something
I
hammer
have a
like?
halberd.
I guess I could just take my knife and
Yeah.
start like striking through them.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna, once I see him do that, I'm gonna
You
do
just
the
gonna
same
start
on the other
attacking the
side.
door.
Yeah.
Just follow my lead.
And I just go to the runes and I
Wait,
start
what?
just like.
Wasn't this the thing that was going to unleash?
Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought.
Spirits on the unsuspecting population.
My
I'm
aunt
dead.
told me
Also,
to
I'm
release
just
the
gonna back up here. Like, isn't he in the party because he's like a guide and already knew how to get around down here and
Yeah.
understood all this?
Huh?
I'm just putting that out. That
Hey, you
It's a
know.
little
job
disconcerting. Yeah.
I trust him.
I'm telling you, the way to get through is to release these spirits.
I trust him because he's able to talk to dead people just like I am. I've talked to dead people.
Technically, there's no proof that you
I've talked to dead people. I'm actually the reincarnation of Har.
Yeah.
That's right.
Har.
So I
thought it
am
was
an
or something.
That was the
That-
one he
That's
talked
the one
to.
who told me that druidic magic is good.
They
Right.
all sound
Yeah.
like your people just had a stutter in ancient times.
Don't talk about my people.
Okay, so I just take a rock and just like chisel like lines through all the runes.
Is there
and just,
any
like, fuck 'em
reason
up.
that my character would understand that what this character is doing is dumb?
No. No, I mean,
I don't know that any of us do.
if this one could see.
I mean,
you
on
might
an
know.
instinctual level, I would say
Well,
absolutely.
Well, I thought we were supposed to be able to seal these back up, like behind us. Aren't we not going to be able to do that if we?
I'll talk the
destroy them?
spirits into helping us out later, maybe.
You can-
Maybe.
That's a thing you can do.
Oh yeah, they're
But
nice.
I mean, I thought they said that these
They're generally agreeable.
spirits were like the bad kind.
I thought there was undead down here.
All right. There are no bad spirits. There are just spirits who have been pissed off.
Oh, okay.
But that's like saying there are no bad people.
No, it's like saying
There
there are no
are-
bad Pokemon, which is from the Pokemon anime. They're just mistreated by.
No. Spirits are innately good. They get corrupted by the world around them.
But what if all of the spirits in here have been corrupted, and now they're?
Yeah, I'll talk them down.
I mean, he seems.
My auntie says they're good.
It seems
Why
intense.
was this particular fella chosen to guide us?
Do you want me to try to
I just
speak to
straight
the
on,
dead
yeah.
to see if they agree?
Yeah.
I'm just going for it, by the
I
way. I'm not
would-
like
I
waiting
would
for them to give me permission.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so roll me a wisdom check.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, so you see him come in, and you do actually have a hammer on you, and so you kind of go in and you see him start to tap and start to carve out some of the runes, and then after a minute he just takes the hammer and starts beating on the door,
Like, this is taking too long.
and you see
This doesn't need to be pretty.
yeah, and you see this spiritual force, these ghostly waves come out of the hammer, and the door just cracks and falls to the ground, just rubble down to the ground. You see the rune. There's also runes off of on the portal as well, and those all die down. Technically, you didn't destroy the runes completely, so you could reestablish them if you because your intention was to destroy it, and you did not totally succeed.
Didn't quite get there.
Didn't quite get there. So yeah, it's still something you can put the runes back up, or the wards back up.
All right, we're in.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I don't need
All
to
right.
talk to the spirits now.
I
You
mean,
see
later.
Later I will.
Yeah.
You see stone sarcophagi lining the hallway as you look forward. It's a pretty wide hallway. It's about
How do you
15
do?
feet.
How do you do?
Yeah,
How do you do?
they're all. Yep,
all of us are walking
occupied.
through like.
I
and he's
greet
just like,
every single
ready.
one of them as I go by. I'm like, Sir, madam, how do you do?
I try to nod at the general direction that he's.
You get down. You get kind of to the end of the hallway, and there's some stairs that go down. It's like a half staircase, about 6 steps that go down, and it's still wide, about 15 feet, and then turns off to the left and off to the right. And unless otherwise noted, there are stone sarcophagi on both sides of the hallways throughout the area.
Are these similar to like the catacombs of Paris, where there's also bones?
There are also the ones that are stashed in the wall on in the sides, yeah. But the sarcophagi are the particularly noble or important, or maybe famous warriors or something like that.
I just start walking right.
Okay, you go right.
I'm going to continue to track the
Okay, yeah, make
Footprints, I
me another
followed
check
it.
for that.
Ooh. Okay, so that's 5 plus wisdom, 7.
There are some crazy smells in here that are throwing you off.
Death, mostly.
Yes, the smell of death. But you also smell. You also do smell. You can't put your finger on it, but there are some live animals somewhere in here as well. You can't tell which direction they're in, though, whether they're left or right. But you smell animals, and you do. You can't pick up the tracks from before that you found before, but you know just through scent that they did come through here. You still smell it a little bit. It's very faint.
So I start like chanting a little bit, and my eyes kind of glow, and like the spirit of like the rodent thing like comes out of my face, and so I'm like holding it in my hand. It's like a shimmering, like
this time you guys can see it.
Mystical thing. You can see this.
Okay, so
I'm
stop
just like,
and I turn around.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, show us the way, little one.
put it on the ground and set it out to.
So this mangled, bloody ghost that you can tell is a ghost, kind of starts to scamper off to the left and then runs off to the right, and avoids. It looks scared for a moment as it goes towards the left, but then instead runs to the right.
I knew it. I knew we should go this way.
Well, it looked like it wanted to go left, but it wasn't. It wasn't into it. Normally these spirits go the way they're supposed to go, but they're not usually indecisive either.
Well, I don't know. Usually if something sees something that knows it's not going to be able to fight, it'll skedaddle the other direction.
But it's also it's a rodent. They're not known for their fearlessness.
Well, I'm not going to pretend to know how your ghost rat works.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Ghost Rat is a great movie.
well, having dealt with ghost rats a lot in my career, I'd say left is probably the way we should go.
Okay.
But seems like either way could probably work out.
What if this goes in a circle? Like we go right and it goes around.
Well, then it won't matter.
Well, I think the left seems like the more dangerous option, and I'm itching for a fight.
All right. Any of your spiritual friends helping lead along the way?
I'm
Osvald?
going to concentrate real hard. Roll something.
Roll a wisdom. Yeah, roll plus wisdom.
Oh, roll plus wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 9.
Okay. So for a second, Osvald closes his eyes and just does this, and about he starts breathing very heavy, and then about like 3 minutes later, you hear Osvald just say, "Left."
They said left.
Yeah.
Let's go left.
Goodbye with me.
Yeah, in your head, you a couple of times you hear the voice of Har speaking to you. It sounds exactly like your voice.
Wait, by the way, just so you guys know, since we're like in like a friggin' catacombs, this to me is just like walking through like a busy marketplace kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's
All of
people
us
just
are
like
all
walking
creeped out,
around
and you're
minding
like,
their own
"Doo-doo-doo."
business. So I'm kind of weaving in and out
Right,
of
to
things
go-
that you guys
yeah.
can't see. Just be like, excuse me.
Pardon? Yeah, you're trying to weave through the crowd. The rest of you guys are just walking, like a regular human being.
Right.
So as you go down the hallway to the left, it goes down. It goes for about 10 feet and then hooks to the right, and you see the walkway stops about 5 feet after you turn, and there's a pool of water. You can see the bottom. It's pretty shallow, maybe 2 feet, and it's about 5 foot across, and then another stone walkway just like before that's 5 feet. And then another pool of water that's 5 feet, and then the walkway continues and it goes past, and you can see a set of stairs going down. So there's just 2 small channels of water breaking up the walkway.
That.
Are they standing water like pools, or is it?
Standing water. Yes.
Well, I clearly don't like this. because it's like getting washed.
Water.
Yeah.
Not okay.
No, don't need it. Not
Yuck.
Is
interested.
there like a ledge along the side, like that a small and lithe person could climb across?
Well, I mean, we could pick you up.
I mean, yeah, I could also just catapult you across with a telekinetic strike.
That's an option. That's an option. Also, you could try and climb climb across the side of the wall, as well.
Okay.
If you want to avoid touching water.
I want to find an animal as we're going down here.
Right.
So I'm also looking for live animal of some kind.
You still smell. You still can't quite make it out because of all the smell of death and your quarry that you're also tracking. So with those competing scents, it's
so
hard for you to figure out
confused.
exactly what type of animal this is.
Okay.
But there's clearly a live animal down here.
Is there
Besides Rancor.
Rancor climbs down off my shoulder and climbs across the wall over to the next little middle place.
Yeah, so Rancor just skitters up the wall, goes
Yeah.
across, and then down, and Rancor appears safely on the other side.
When he does this.
The lizard with a lot of
I did
personality.
it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Miss Frizzle's lizard.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, anybody else?
One more thing.
Okay,
I want to pick up a loose pebble
okay.
and toss it so that it falls in the middle of the water.
Okay.
Touching the water is probably going to be problematic.
Okay, everybody make me a defy danger.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Dexterity.
Oh, wow.
Six, 7, 8. So that's a 7.
Okay. 11.
Oh.
No.
Good roll. Okay, so for those of you that got 10 plus, you jump back very nimbly, no problem, as giant gouts of flame just explode from the walls right where the water is, and then just because it's giant fire, even maybe a little more than where the water is, because you might not get hit by the fire, but it is really hot, and even being that close to the flame is going to be painful. So anybody get a 7 plus?
I got 7, yeah.
I got an 8.
7 plus. Anybody get a 6 or lower? Okay, great. So you all at least a little bit succeeded. So you're both going to take a d6 damage, and you can't mitigate it with armor, as the heat just singes you a little bit.
Come on, 1. Okay.
3, 4. My beard is just like lit on fire.
You're just a little singy, that's all.
Yeah. The good news is all of the mud and stuff that's in your beard, and actually the ash and the blood helps actually, so that the beard just doesn't immediately go up. Like that impedes the fire a little bit.
Fire-resistant facial hair.
Yep. That's why that's
That's
why
handy.
I've always said just put a bunch of mud in your beard.
Yeah.
Mud in your beard. Worked for my gram. It was good enough for my old mother. Good enough for me.
Yep.
Put mud in her beard.
Yep.
When the flames died down,
put
I
mud
could
in
see
your
Rancor and now like going.
Yeah, Rancor. Yeah, that was a tough second for Rancor because Rancor was all by himself on the other side for a minute with all that fire going. That's scary, and who knows? Maybe he loses.
I'm really glad.
Your Ewok. Maybe he loses Ewok.
Maybe.
I'm
be
really
such
glad
a
you did that because I was
tragedy.
like almost gonna be like, all right, I jump in and swim across.
I'm dead.
Yeah. Also, it's like 2 feet, so I like the idea that you jump in and swim across.
And then like alligator belly crawl across.
Yeah, that's true. It would be
2
like
feet
up
is
to
like,
here.
yeah, it's pretty substantial.
Like
Yeah.
chest height.
Yeah, chest height for you. Yeah.
I'm like around what, 4 feet tall?
I think 4 feet or ish.
Maybe a little shorter.
You can be shorter if you want to be shorter.
I'm a squat thing.
Yeah, so you're like 3.5 feet tall. You are just barely taller than Ewok.
Yeah.
Oh. guys are so little.
So
You guys are just freaking big. It's inefficient.
It's yeah. So
Yeah.
travel ready, travel size.
Yeah,
have
it's
to eat
easier
a
for you
lot
to
of
survive in the
eggs.
wastes. Yeah, less
Need
eggs.
fewer calories,
We don't. We
harder to
don't.
hit.
We don't have to dig very high in tunnels to go through comfortably. Humans do. They have to like waste. I mean, just think about
So
over
much
like a
effort.
mile-long tunnel having to hollow out like 4 more feet up. Like
Yeah.
fuck
It's like
that.
twice as
Waste
much
of
work.
effort.
Yeah, of course, a human would say just stop building tunnels because that's a very
Why
inefficient
the
way to
hell
live
would
somewhere.
you stop building tunnels?
Or they might just be like, blow the whole mountain up.
Yeah, just use explosives and carve it out that way.
No, I see the appeal there.
Yeah, even
A little character merging happening.
You're like, explosives are great.
Question.
Oh, I need to remind the chat. So custom donations are still in effect for today. So you can donate for the Ego Whip for Scott. You can donate Southern Comfort for Kelsey. You can donate Empath for Darrel. You can still donate for Gideon's Da-Bomb as well. And if you do, I'm going to have, I get to explain why. And I do have a reason why. It's amazing. So, and then lastly, if you want to donate for Teline, please donate a Leroy Jenkins or some sort of, there's the re-rolls as well and things like that. So please do that. Anyway, so at this point, you know not to step in the water.
Right. So like as I tossed the stone into the middle of the water, the flame did not get activated by the stone passing over the walls. It got activated when the stone hit the water.
Correct. Yep.
So don't touch the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Your Rancor didn't set anything off.
Yeah.
So there was. Okay, remind me. There is a pathway we could get, like a narrow pathway to
Well,
get across.
it's 5 feet to the next stone, and then another 5 foot jump to the next stone.
Oh,
So
we got to
there's
make those
two-
jumps.
So
Yeah.
how hard of a jump is it for these guys? Because they're big.
They're both pretty strong, so it'd be pretty easy for them.
Could throw you guys across.
Yeah. I'm happy to be tossed. Someone can toss me.
Yeah, if you're gonna have anybody toss, you'd probably be Tenna Boone.
Okay, okay.
Osvald is strong, but I don't know that he's as
I think we
strong.
have the
I
same
think we're
strength.
Oh,
We
you
have the
do?
same
Oh, because
strength,
you
yeah.
pumped up your strength because you've been working out.
I've been working out.
Yeah. So then one of you can aid the other in throwing Ewok.
Just we.
You just grab one arm and one leg.
Yeah. Can we do that and
Yeah. All right.
have a shared?
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do not toss me too far.
Okay.
I want some aim here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have.
Please toss me exactly 7.5 feet.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to toss too hard either. You want to toss just right. We want the
We
Goldilocks.
want the Goldilocks throw. We got
Yes.
it. We got it.
Okay, so you're going to be assisting.
Okay.
Just because I have to pick one of the rolls to be the actual roll.
Cool.
So, all right. First, make me the assist roll, and we'll see if we get an aid.
It's a
How many
9.
bonds do you have with? You have 2 bonds with her. Because for aid,
I have
you
1.
Okay, you have 1 bond. So that's an 8. So you're going to have a +1 forward on this.
Okay.
So you have a +3.
What the?
I
Why
have a plus
do
3.
I?
Do I have a
You
plus
have a
3?
+3.
So.
Which
and
is better than
Well.
a +2.
Yeah.
Normally you would have a +2, so at least it's not a 6.
Yeah.
Right. So 7.
A 7.
I lose all faith in this party.
I mean, you asked me to do
You want
math.
to go back
and you
to
wanted
your
me to
cannibalistic feral halfling den.
I'm happy to start eating these guys.
You were telling us not to throw you too far,
Yeah,
and then,
so
we,
you're-
and then
so
we
I
held back
assisted
too
well.
much.
Yeah,
And
so you're both doing this,
Oh, yeah.
and then like right as you're about to throw,
Like, do we go
you
on
start like
3 or
growling
go-
a little bit, and Pithka's like, wait, so if it's 5 feet, then make sure you do 7.5 feet and not like 8 or 9 or 10 or less than that. Try and do 7.5 exactly, and you're just like, what? And unfortunately, so you do still land on the stone, but just one of your arms falls over the side, and you almost fall in the water enough that your hand hits the water and the flames go off. So you need to make me a defy danger roll using dexterity.
Whoops.
Great.
I defy the hell out of your day when you
Yeah.
put me in.
You nimbly little,
You
nimbly
guys are
little
throwing.
thing.
You guys are throwing her, and you're just like, wait, are we throwing her on
On
three or
three,
after
on
that?
go. So like
So
one
you
of us
throw
lets
one,
go,
two,
the
yeah.
other
I thought it was on go.
she's just helicoptering
Yeah.
across the thing.
Fortunately, I am very good at acrobatics.
Yeah.
Having once been a trapeze artist,
That worked out.
and I'm like,
Good at what you do.
yeah.
Yeah. You were in the feral halfling circus.
It's all made of like mossy ropes,
Yeah.
Yep.
and trees, but
Okay, I'm kind of like,
You might have to throw me too.
Next.
We
Okay.
can do that.
All right, you make the assist this time. You'll make the aid. How many
Okay.
bonds do you have with?
I'm on the other side going, don't
Oswald.
trust them.
I think I need.
Just
I think
jabbering.
I resolved both
Yeah,
my
yeah.
bonds.
Okay, so it's just a straight roll.
But it means
Normal
don't trust them.
roll, no modifiers.
You get a lot from my body language
Doesn't matter.
and
We'll
tone
use
of
the
voice,
right.
more so
All
from
right, so
the
you have a
actual
+2
words.
on this one, Oswald.
Oh boy. All right.
So you have a +4 on this. There's no way you can fail this.
Don't
No
say
way.
that. That's like famous last words.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. So you.
We
it's
got it
actually a
this
very
time.
nice.
I'm
cost.
We just
thrown so
needed to-
nicely that I
They
land
learned a
on my
lot.
feet. I'm just like,
We needed a practice throw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I slow down a little bit before I hit the other side and just go.
Yep. You just land perfectly right on your feet.
Pitka.
I think I want to try to make the jump with the assist of like a telekinetic push.
Sure. Okay.
Pitka's like, what are we jumping
Pitka
over?
doesn't.
So
Pitka doesn't trust us.
No.
All right. So make me a dexterity roll, but you know what? And give yourself a +1 forward on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Great.
So that's an 8.
Okay. So no, not quite.
9.
Okay, 9's still good, but not quite 10. Okay, so you see Pitka jump up in the air and then telekinetically strike the ground, and this burst of psionic energy propels Pitka enough that he can get to the other side and land. But unfortunately, there's not really as you're coming in, you realize oh shit, there's nowhere for me to go because there are already 2 people.
Also, very hard to aim while you're blind.
Yeah, you are
Little bit.
100% blind. That's a good point. So yeah, you can actually hear both of them does he know where? Oh no. So he just clobbers into both of you, and you lose your footing and fall. Or you actually to regain your footing, you take a step to the side, and unfortunately you put your foot in the water. So you need to make me a defy danger roll for dexterity.
8.
Okay, so take a d6 of fire damage. You're able to jump back, but unfortunately,
Oh,
not
nice.
1 damage.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Okay, so now you two are remaining ones to make the jump.
Catch me.
Osvald, all right,
wait,
straight.
if he had trouble because it's already too crowded over here.
It's gonna be real problematic.
That's
Yeah.
why you gotta catch me.
Well, can Pitka fling himself to the other side before we come into this little middle bar?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Yep.
Also,
I'm gonna say that this is happening at the same time. I'm saying catch me.
I'm just like,
And
fuck
Pitka's
this!
out.
Oswald
Yeah.
didn't think this out.
before he does, I hold him back.
Yeah.
I pick up a stone. We all step to the farthest part of the 5 foot, and I throw my stone into the next pool of water because it could be a different trap.
Oh, true.
That's a good call. Yeah, so you drop a pebble into the next one, and just giant gouts of flame go off. So it's the
Okay,
exact
it's
same
the same
trap.
Good to know, though.
But
The
wanted to make
designer,
sure.
the designer of this catacombs,
Not that
creative.
creative.
It's yeah, 2 fire is fine. Yeah,
And then on the other side, it's just a walkway, so it's not like.
you don't have to worry too much about the preciseness. The longer the jump, the better. The more
What
safe
fucking
you can be.
stupid idiot designed these catacombs?
Real dum dum.
So,
Real
yeah.
dum
Okay.
dum.
Right.
There
Oh,
we
great!
go.
Yes, you
Nice.
jumped
I learned a
across, no
lot
problem.
Yeah.
from that
We're
last
all
one.
learning.
So
Yeah.
you just launch yourself across and land, and then launch yourself back to the other side.
Yeah, the second one was real smooth. All right, and then Osvald comes jumping in.
I'm going to press myself up against the wall as close to the wall as I can get.
You got it.
Make plenty of room for Osvald.
That's gonna be a 7, 8, 9.
9. Okay, so you jump across, and you just go tumbling into Grawl, and you both fall into the water. Yeah, both of you together. You're pressed up against the wall, so you're fine. But you two need to make a defy danger for the fire here.
Dadgum.
That's
It's a
only
defy
one.
You have to roll.
Yeah, roll
defy
twice.
danger.
Oh,
Roll
defy
2d6.
danger. Oh, I thought we were
Exactly,
just
yeah.
taking the.
Oh no, I'm being nice. I'm giving you a
Okay.
chance to avoid it still.
Oh
If you
yeah.
rolled a
Oh,
6, I
there
would
we
have just
go.
straight given you the damage.
11.
You're dead.
You're dead.
What is this rolling? Like, what's the
Dexterity. Yeah.
Great.
Or I mean, I could buy Constitution.
I'll take Constitution over Dexterity.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
5, 6. That's a 7.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's not. It's a 6.
Oh, 6. Okay, great. Yeah, no, that's great for me anyway. All right, take 2d8 damage, the higher of the two.
Oh,
It
wonderful.
ignores armor.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
You don't have anything to add for your con?
No.
Is this just a
He's not a
straight zero?
physically impressive character.
I'm not tough. I'm a little strong.
You're
but
not a
I'm not
beefy
particularly
dwarf.
strong.
Wow.
Yeah, he's actually particularly charismatic and
I'm a wise, likable guy.
Gotcha.
Likable.
I'm
Eight.
missing the likable part,
Oh.
except I guess the
Yeah.
spirits
You
really
took
like
8.
you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
that's
I
the
guess
problem. It's not really coming through with humans.
the living, it's
You know,
disconcerting.
it's real touchy.
Wait,
there.
you got 8?
I did.
Wow, you rolled an 8?
Damn.
I got an 8. I rolled a
Oh.
1 and an 8, and it's the higher of the two, so
Sucky.
How many hit points are you at?
I'm at 6.
Wow.
But you know what?
Yay.
Death is just the beginning. honestly.
That's a good point.
He's
Yeah.
like, I'm not
That's
scared. This is fine.
I know what happens after death.
No.
It's literally the least scary
He's like
thing ever.
gonna keep adventuring with us
yeah,
even after
even
death.
after he's dead.
You guys might not realize I'm still adventuring
Right.
with you, but
Yeah, that's true. You're like, guys, I had an idea. Why are you not listening to my ideas?
I'm just like, Osvald, come on, are you not listening? Are you ignoring me?
Every now and again, Oswald's like,
Did somebody? No.
I
Maybe it was one of my ogre or my half-giant ancestors.
Giant ancestors.
I completely believe. Like, I don't doubt for a second that Osvald can listen to spirits. Like, to me, that's such a natural thing.
Yeah,
So the
it's
fact that
people
you guys
who
are
say
like,
they
"All right,
can't, you're
Oswald."
like, all right, you're just being a
I believe him.
It's like maybe you're not listening hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay. There's a lot of people on this bridge, or on this little middle section now. So should I try to jump over, or
I mean, you think at this
Does
point
anybody-
somebody needs to jump over to the end before you
before,
jump over.
right.
I would propose through sign language. is
You
that,
can speak very broken common.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's sign language.
Pointing and words.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
musk, like you throw
And a
little
lot of
musk
musk,
in
yeah.
there.
yeah.
And smell me.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get it? Is that Oswald toss him over now, and then jumps, and then she jumps to the middle, tosses me, and then jumps.
Well, here's my question. When I'm in the water, does it like stay going, or is it like I'm in the water, I activated it, and now I can
And it's
wade
like
across
one
the water?
burst.
It's,
Ooh, yeah.
it's you can actually hear something resetting. Like you hear click, 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 click. Like the trap is resetting.
So I
while
should
you're
get the fuck out.
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
But-
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Does that mean that we have like a couple of seconds?
You have a couple of seconds
Between bursts.
So yeah, you could very quickly try
we
and
have
run
just
across.
learned something.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but
So
that-
maybe
yeah.
we trigger the trap
and
then jump.
Jump across.
Yeah.
So wait, how long is the water thing?
5 foot. It's not particularly.
Well, I think after I fall in, I get up and I don't get out the way I came in.
you go forward. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're on the other side.
So you
And I
just like
try to
fall
pull myself out on the other side. Just like, ugh.
Yeah, you fall onto the other side. So now
All
it's you
crispy-fied.
and Pitka, and then you two in the center, and you're still at the beginning, right?
Still at the beginning.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we
Jump,
know.
I'll catch you.
Wait, but I think Ewok has a good point.
Yeah.
That we could throw another rock into the thing and then
Trigger the
use
trap,
the few
then
seconds
throw.
that we
And then
have
you
to
won't-
get across.
Even if you don't make a good throw, you won't get burnted.
Yeah.
Okay, we can try it.
Yeah. So Ewok throws a rock in. Those of you in the middle run across to the end, no problem.
An E-rock.
You're able to run to the center.
E-rock.
You're like there's like a brief second where you're like, I think you're like, no, I'll just wait.
I'm like, I can go. No.
No.
Yeah, so you just stop in the center.
Okay.
And then you do it again. You throw the rock down, and then you catch up with your friends, and you're now safely on the other side with Rancor.
Perfect.
Yes, Rancor was on my shoulder.
Good teamwork, guys.
Rancor does a little victory dance. It looks a lot like the Cabbage Patch.
Nice. I love it. Oh man, a spiny lizard doing the Cabbage Patch.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
So you see another set of stairs going down. This is it actually does take you down a full flight of stairs. So you're now getting kind of deep underground at this point. And as you get to the bottom, you notice. Actually, everybody, make me a wisdom roll.
Sure. I'll do that. Oh.
Kind of failing me right now. 6, so that's a failure.
Mark XP.
Oh, no.
Yeah, mark XP for those fails.
All right.
Forgot to mark for
That's
my
an
failed
8.
defy
An
danger.
8. So,
Yeah.
Oswald, you notice. You notice that this area definitely hasn't been very well traveled. Like there's, you notice a lot of cobwebs and stuff in the area.
All right.
You said wisdom, right?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Your strongest.
I'm doing so well.
Mark XP. And Scottrick.
I'm really glad that
That's
these
a
bad balls
9.
are coming out on
Oh.
you. Do you know something?
Yeah.
Instead of like,
That's just
are
a
you gonna
straight
die?
3, by the way.
Do you avoid the fire?
No.
So,
No.
so Oswald, yeah, you notice like cobwebs and stuff, and Pitka, you're like, you actually walk through, you walk right through a web. You know that like terrible.
Very
the
wise.
worst.
Very wise.
Worst
Yeah.
feeling.
That is.
Yeah, terrible feeling. And as you feel it brush up against you, you're like, because of how wise you are, you're like, oh, this isn't cobwebs. This is like regular webs for like it's not just like through time. You know, cobwebs are like
these are
dusty. These are
spiders.
spider webs and not
Like
cobwebs.
fresh, someone still lives in these webs.
Exactly. And as you walk through it, you actually hear scuttling and scratching from the sides and from above you. And at that point, you're all surprised, but you do see you are surrounded by 3 giant spiders. So these are the live animals that you
Oh, wonderful.
had smelled before.
I have wild empathy, so I can speak with and understand animals. I would
Yeah.
like to talk to them.
Yeah, spiders would count as that, sure. Yeah. What do you say to the spiders?
Hey, what's up? Yo,
The
how's that hanging?
And then one of them comes and hangs down from the middle and is like, pretty good.
Yeah. We do a secret spider handshake.
one of them it involves all 8 legs. So
Yeah.
it's very
Very
complicated. One of the spiders steps forward in front of the other 2 and says, "We're hungry. We need food.
Yeah, I feel ya. Like, I get hungry a lot too. Man, it's the worst.
We want to eat the softest one here."
Ooh, the softest. Okay. I can hook you up.
Are we
Hey,
having
hey.
a similar situation to me talking
Yeah, exactly
to
the
the
same
dead
thing.
here?
Yeah.
All of us are just like,
Hey, you know, we're down here tracking some really tasty food. So I guess you haven't seen the softest, most delicious thing in the world pass through here.
No one has come through our side of the catacombs.
Really?
No one's come through this side.
Are you sure?
We
'Cause, like,
would
they're
have
supposed to be, like-
killed them and drank their blood if so.
Okay, because, like, I don't know, maybe they were just smarter than you and tricked you.
There's no way that's true. That's definitely not what
I
happened.
feel you, bro, I feel you.
No one tricks us. Is that what you're trying to do right now? You're trying to trick us?
No. Like, we're tight. We're friends. We're on the same wavelength here. It's just, I'm just really surprised that,
You're smart. You can talk to us and your friends can't.
yeah,
Leave one of your friends behind.
I am totally down with that.
Okay. Leave the plumpest one. This one. One of
Then-
them spider leg points to Osvald.
You don't want that one. He's real sinewy. He's been doing a lot of working out. Tough. There's this other one that just keeps talking nothing.
Oh, the dwarf?
Small but tasty.
Dwarves are disgusting.
What?
Dwarves are probably
You
the most
haven't had them
disgusting.
prepared correctly.
Oh, you've had dwarf?
she is a feral.
Yeah, feral halfling.
Feral
Probably at
halfling.
some point. Yeah.
I have tried everything. But I'm seriously though, like, how much further does this go down here? Because I'm surprised that you're not getting tasty morsels.
Only about 20 feet, and then there's a gate that we can't get through.
That's what it is. It's on the other side of that gate.
Can you open the gate?
I can't. The dwarf can, though.
You look over at me and I'm swatting at bugs that aren't there.
You even see insects that are ghosts.
Oh yeah, everything that's dead's got a spirit, you know.
all the little rats that they've killed.
Until you show up.
Yep.
It had unfinished business, and that was to drink some dwarf blood.
I guess that makes sense. The mosquito that died trying to kill a.
Finally, one's
I
here.
can offer it the comfort of oblivion, is what it tells me on my character sheet.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
that's what you do by swatting.
Yeah.
When you're swatting, you're offering it the comfort
like,
of oblivion.
Be gone.
so like, to me, it looks like this. Either you can let this guy go down there and he's gonna take the rest of them because he's like scared of the dark. You gotta go with friends. You can go down there, open it up, and just like smorgasbord of delicious, soft, juicy things on the other side. That's what I am down here for. Or, I mean, I can let you have one of these guys. Can't promise they won't fight back, though. I don't have that much control over them.
Because I'm bored already,
thing-
I'm just playing with my sword. So it looks like it's connected, but it's really...
It's totally unconnected intimidation move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Well, this other thing will fight back too. Will you help us kill it?
I told you, that is what I am here to do.
All right. So if you help me kill the thing, I get to eat it. No one else gets to eat it.
Ooh, you drive a tough bargain. Can I
Only
have some
we
leftovers?
You can have the disgusting hands. You can have its hands.
Ouch. You know what? My mom has an excellent recipe for hand soup, so I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, we have a deal. You help us kill it, I eat it, you get the hands to eat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wait. Just to clarify, to make sure that I understand the conversation we're having. You mean we're killing the thing on the other side of that door, right?
Yes, on the other side of the gate, yes.
Yeah, all right.
Afterwards, we
this.
can kill the dwarf and eat it too if we change our minds.
I'm cool with that. Let's do this.
I want to try this dwarf recipe that you say is good. I still haven't had good dwarf.
I see both of them kind of looking at me, and I'm just like,
As the spider's kind of drooling a little.
Yeah, and just for a brief moment, there's an
fighting
outline
now?
of a ham.
it just shows up where my head is, like,
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Not that I say to the spiders. However, in my brain space, I am thinking, oh shit, they didn't come this way.
Yeah.
What? This is bad.
This was a bad choice.
We went the wrong way.
Should have listened to the rat spirit.
I mean, I backed it up with Osvald's spirit.
Yeah, said left.
Yeah.
I think it's the right way.
Yeah, Osvald, you definitely heard left in your brain a couple times before you said it.
Oswald, I was saying earlier that my character has like no doubt that you're talking to the spirit.
Yeah.
But before we came down here,
Why would
like
someone lie
we were
about that?
told, like this was real intricate down here. So
Yeah.
there's undead down here we haven't run
Yeah,
into
you
yet.
haven't run into the undead yet, yeah.
Although,
we haven't.
well,
He has.
I mean, they're just the dead.
Yeah, he hasn't seen undead yet. He's just seen spirits.
We should also note that because
guess those are
I'm a dwarf shaman, I especially have my people are of the earth, and the spirits of those places protect me. So while we're underground, no spirits will attack me or anyone under my protection unless we attack first. So undead, yeah, I can attack, but like straight up spirits,
They have to leave you alone.
yeah.
Good, that's good to know. All right, so that's the conversation ends with the spiders. I turn back to these guys, and I'm like,
The spiders actually start moving down the hallway towards this gate. And the hallway, so you go down the stairs, that's where the spiders are, and then off to the right, the hallway goes down 10 feet, and then the hallway ends, and there's this metal gate on your left.
Do you
It's
relay
ruined?
to us what
It's not ruined.
agreement that we have with the spiders is?
can I do that without the spiders understanding?
I mean, they're spiders. You don't know if they
Yeah.
understand common or not.
Okay, so I'm
probably not
gonna
the
say to
spiders.
them, yeah, these spiders are totally cool, but like in my special language. And so like I talked to them, and they're like, yeah, we know there's some more stuff down there to kill and eat, so we're gonna open the gate and we're gonna help them kill what's on the other side, and they get to eat it, except I get the hands.
Oh.
But there's some subtext there that I am not saying, but my eyes are saying.
Right.
With like,
Where she's like, so they're gonna.
yeah, I'm doing a lot of like. So.
And you like won't make eye contact with me, and I like can't quite figure out why.
She's like,
Yeah.
and then with the dwarf.
Jordan, heal 1 courtesy of Zenar.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zenar.
I could use that.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have 7.
So you can see
I'm communicating with eyeballs, so I'm hoping that everybody is like, this could go south, like immediately.
Yeah. So as you
I
look,
pick up on none of the subtleties.
yeah, it's tough because he is blind.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you look through so the gate is. I mean, you can see through it. It's just bars and stuff, and you can see in the next room. You see more sarcophagi, but they're bigger and much more ornate than the ones before. And this room, the ceiling is vaulted. It goes probably all the way up to the above ground. So it's a huge, tall, vaulted ceiling.
I'm gonna spout lore that this is the Tomb of the Sorcerer Kings.
You just are all about finding the Tomb of the Sorcerer.
Okay, that is a great success. I'm going to use that success to enhance your failure from before.
Yes.
Okay, so these are not. These are actually the ex-champions of Athos, and people know the champions as having waged specific wars in ages past. And in Dark Sun, if you know much about Dark Sun, you know that there are certain races that aren't present, whether it be gnomes or orcs or I don't know. There's a bunch of other races that aren't there. Kobolds, goblins. There's a lot of races that don't exist, and the reason for that is the champions. They called them wars, but they were genocides. These are so that's who is inside the sarcophagi in this room.
And this is who we didn't want to get out. Probably.
Can I?
Could be.
I
I mean, I can't imagine worse things than what is in this room. I mean, these are, they called them champions, but they are
Literally Hitler.
yeah, they are, yeah,
Oh,
literally
great.
Hitler.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I could like call on these spirits because I can like call on help from spirits and then like save them for when I need them. I get 3 holds and stuff.
Oh.
You, I mean,
Am I getting the vibe that that's a bad idea?
oh man, that
I
is
support you doing
so
this.
I mean, I'm in love with that idea, but it is so dangerous.
Do it.
Yeah, for sure you can. Yeah, for sure you can channel.
I want to do it.
I get it.
That
I
sounds
totally
like
get
a
it.
fun thing to
All right,
do.
so first though, the gate is closed.
Oh right, so we gotta
Yeah.
get through
Yeah.
first. So we'll
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Okay, so
I want to do a little speed divination and try to figure out where the switch is.
Okay, cool.
So that's an 8.
Okay. So you kind of close your mind's eye for a moment, and you can almost feel the like you just see the motion of a hand gripping a lever, and it's just directly on the other side of the gate, and it'll just pull right up.
All right. So I am gonna reach for that lever.
Okay. So you reach your arm in. Make me a dexterity check.
That's a 6.
I
I get to mark XP.
Get to mark XP. That's true. You reach in and you're like, no, it's you, because you just can't make your arm bend enough to go the other way. And you try several times, and you're like, well, there's nothing else I can do. This is the only way I can try it. So
His weapon's pretty long.
the halberd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
would the thing, your little
Oh, the
lizard
lizard?
buddy, would it fit?
Oh, the Rancor.
Would Rancor fit?
For sure, Rancor can fit between. It's like this much space between the bars.
Rancor can totally fit.
So you're gonna command Rancor to go in there and pull the lever?
Before I do,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up a stone and I'm gonna toss it in.
This is something halflings learn from a very young age.
You
Whatever
always
you
always
rocks is
everything.
like-
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have a pocket full of pebbles just
Yeah.
for
What's
this.
funny is if you approach, I'm gonna spout lore.
Yes, definitely. I love it.
So what I'm saying is that if you approach a halfling settlement, they throw rocks at you, but only to see if you're a trap.
Okay. What did you roll for that?
That was a 9.
Okay, so yeah, they
do
they
throw rocks at you.
Yeah, they throw rocks at literally everything that they find suspicious. They don't do it to a person that they've just met because they know it'll make you upset. But if they could, they would. But they just know that other cultures wouldn't understand it. Among themselves, if you meet if like you're both halflings and you meet each other for the first time, it's customary for each of you to bounce a pebble off the other person's head.
We're like, you good? Yeah, you're good.
You're not a trap.
Yeah,
I
so
throw a pebble in there.
you throw a pebble in there, and the pebble just bounces and rolls forward a little bit. Nothing happens.
Okay.
So it looks clear.
All right, so I send Rancor in to the lever.
So Rancor runs in, jumps up on the lever, and pulls, and he's not quite heavy enough to get the lever to come down.
I'll put in my halberd and I try to assist.
Yep, that's just enough between you and the lever. The lever goes down and the gate
Yay.
comes up.
Nice.
Yeah, so now you have this, and there's also there's a door on the other end, but this is a huge, like, 60-foot room.
It's just like a big 60-foot room that's clearly used to be like a burial
And
chamber.
yeah, and it says each champion's name above their sarcophagi.
Okay, so I want to like kneel down in the middle of the place and like raise my hands and start chanting and be like, and I'm basically calling upon the
love it.
spirits of the champions and like binding them to me
Okay.
to do a favor for me later.
Okay.
This is freaking the fuck out of me.
Right.
And I have my sword drawn and my
You're-
shield at the ready, and I'm like looking
What
at all
the
these
fuck is
things.
going
like,
on
My,
here?
oh
my
God.
eyes are like glowing red as this is happening.
This might be like
can
just
I-
creating the perfect like total party kill.
I want to.
Wait. Here's another detail about it. I have like caked blood as part of my face mask. When I do this, it like becomes
Runs.
fresh again.
Oh God.
It goes
Yeah.
from dry to wet.
I want to. I want to attempt to parlay and be like
Okay.
with him and be like, I don't think this is a good idea.
Actually, at this point, the spiders retreat. The spiders just go away. They see this and they're like,
spiders are like, "Fuck
this
this
is
noise."
so weird. Like,
Dude, weird for the giant spiders.
yeah. The spiders like, we don't know what's
All right.
going on.
Oh no.
Well, that's a 4, 5, 6, which just means I take a -1 to try and do help from beyond
Right.
until
But
dawn.
also-
it could also
story-wise, it means so much more. So for those of you that are tuning in right now, watching this happen, I am so excited about this because this is going to inform so much of the game going forward over the next, I don't know how many episodes, because Jordan, through this character, has just released the champions of ages past back onto the world.
He
of
has
Athens.
released another unnatural menace.
He is. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah.
the Codal is my fault.
Okay.
Gideon.
Yeah.
These
So.
champions are my fault.
Yep.
I have to take some credit for it because I was certain this was the tomb of the Sorcerer Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't have had this opportunity to unleash horrific things onto the world if it weren't for Scott's initial amazing spout lore roll.
His greatest spout lore. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll determine exactly later on which specific champions got released into the world, but those exist now again from way back when.
Hooray!
You take a debility. As one of them, absolutely.
Do I pick the ability or do you pick?
You pick the debility.
Okay. I'll take a strength ability, so I'm weak.
Yeah, so you now have there's you see this. No one else sees this, but there's a spirit now standing next to you, wearing looks traditional like your traditional wizard with a spell book. But then also you notice this giant barbed great sword. I don't know exactly what that means.
Those are the names of the 3 previous victors in the movie Running Man. They constantly repeat in the movie is like, it's Whitman, Price, and Haddad.
Whitman, Price, and Haddad.
I thought those should be the three of the heroes' names. Just
Oh, the champions?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Then they find dead later in the movie.
Okay. Let me write
I
it.
love that movie, sorry. I cannot believe
great.
it's not a remake.
I have to
great
write it
movie.
down because I don't get the reference.
Richard
when I
Dawson.
start to see like the business that's happening with Jordan's character, can my character turn around and hit the lever again to close the gate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That seems like that's going to be very effective against spirits.
Well, I don't know
you just see
anything
the
about
spirits
spirits.
like swirl.
And I'm just like, this gate was closed before. We better close it back up again.
Yeah, you see 5 of these spirits just swirling around, and then they just go up into the ceiling and leave.
Spout
And
lore
then
in
you see-
catacombs. Doors and gates are often warded against the free movement
Go
of
ahead.
spirits.
That's what I was thinking.
5.
Nope, just the entrance and exit.
God damn it!
Just not going
So,
great
yeah,
for
in-
Jordan.
in
So
dark-
I
Great
close
for
the
Brawl.
gate, and then you guys look at me, and I'm like, what?
to make sure.
I mean, you gotta keep them in, right? No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, in Dark Sun, they only ward entrances and exits. Those
So
are
it's
the
just
only-
a free for all
the fuck
inside.
is happening to me today?
Yeah. Okay. That's actually canon now, so I gotta make sure that it's only for entrances and exits are the only place that's warded from now on. So at least you know that about wards.
Great.
Well, fuck.
So yeah, you see these 5 spirits swirling around, then go up, and then you see one other swirling around just at ground level, and then it disappears. You see it reform next to you. It looks kind of like your standard wizard spellbook on the side, but then you notice it has this like really impressive crown, and then a giant barbed greatsword in one hand. And this thing must have some sort of like supernatural strength to be able to wield this thing one-handed, because it's just kind of like flipping it around like it's no problem at all, and looks at you and says, your will be manifest.
I nod. I just like quietly like, because it seems like he's gonna help me out.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely gonna help you. No question about it. It's gonna be helpful.
Yeah.
As all spirits always
As all
are.
spirits always are.
Especially
I
ones that
turn to her
have
and
been
say,
chained
I have
and-
contracted the spirit of a champion. Perhaps it shall help us.
I have unfinished business in this world.
Oh God.
No.
State your business, spirit. Perhaps I can help you.
The complete destruction of all dwarves.
Not for that.
So I can try to appease a distressed spirit with a spirit medium check.
Definitely gonna work on a spirit this powerful.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I say I like lift up my hand and like smoke and mist kind of goes around it, and it'd be like restless spirit, I can grant you oblivion. I can grant you, rest. I can give you the final peace that you have been denied for these hundreds of years. So I guess I'll roll my charisma check.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And that's 11, 12, 13.
So you don't need my help. You don't need or want my help.
I don't need it at the cost of the lives of the dwarven people.
These are separate things. I'm going to help you, and then when I'm finished helping you, then I'm going to work on my second task. The destruction of all dwarves.
All right, let's talk again after you help me then.
We'll revisit.
I'm here. I'm open to conversation. I just want you to know that there's things in conflict, like there are conflict management options that are available besides a genocide of the dwarven people. You have to understand, I'm not as pro killing all the dwarves as you are.
I don't know why.
Well, I'm a dwarf.
I I'm sorry, I couldn't tell that.
I love that we
well,
only can hear.
I'm
his
not
side
gonna
of the
hold it against
conversation.
you. I'm not gonna hold it against you. You've been dead for what's clearly a very long time, but they're not all bad, okay?
Oh no. I think you just made the spirit want to kill you.
I could grant it oblivion.
Yeah, but it's not going to take it now.
Well.
It wants to stick around. So first, it's going to help you because it's bound to help you.
Right. Okay.
But then after that, it's free.
Well, let's fucking take it then.
Okay.
Okay. This nonsense is going on. Ewok is mulling over that the spiders have said this is the wrong way, but now the spiders are back that direction.
Right.
There's a door in front of us that goes to who knows where. None of this apparently leading us where we wanted to go. I want to, before we came down there, like we were told this was like mazy kind of place. Is there any reason to expect that we could go this way and like connect back up with the right way, or do we have to backtrack?
You think it's there's probably a way that it connects back up with where you would have been going. For sure it would. I mean, it's catacombs, so you would, I mean, it's, like a graveyard, you would expect that for anybody who, like, back when there would have been a caretaker here, you would expect just for ease of access, they wouldn't have to walk all the way back to the beginning to then check on the other quarters.
I'm going to turn to these guys. He can continue his conversation and be like, dudes, obviously, in my special language. Dudes, I feel like we're in a bad place. I can't track anything here because nothing's passed through here. This is just kind of luck. But if we go back, we got to fight those spiders. They're real hungry. They think you're all very tasty.
Good thing I closed that gate.
Well, we could keep going forward.
Yeah,
So, like, these are the two options. Like, forward into who knows where, or back into spider fight.
we have to save Gideon.
This is true. That was the whole point of us coming down
Also,
here.
that didn't seem like anybody was making a point against that.
Or we go this way. We have to save Gideon.
That wasn't
Well,
fine. We all
I
agree.
mean-
That's not really one of the options.
That's what we're here for.
lunch today.
Just-
We have to save Gideon.
As long as we're
Alright.
saving Gideon,
Hold
I don't
on, guys.
care
I have
where
to
we
tie
go.
my shoe real quick. But we have to save Gideon.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose between saving Gideon and any other thing you do.
Come on, guys. Gideon's in the next room. Let's save him.
We have to save.
I know.
found
No, I'm saying we just need to open the door so that we can save Gideon. No, don't open the door. We have to save Gideon.
Do you want a Modella?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a door in front of you that leads forward, and there are
And
spiders.
Gideon's
behind you.
on the other side.
Well, who knows?
We have to
We
save
have to save
Gideon.
Gideon.
So, like,
Have a Modelo?
Yes.
my personal inclination, dudes, is to go back to where I can track stuff because I'm real good at tracking and, like, that's my jam.
So one of the other exits, not the gate. Leave
Don't
the
go back.
spiders.
So,
I mean, there's only 3 of them. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, but I mean,
these are big spiders. And
we don't need to mess with them, right?
I kind of need you guys to fight them way more than me. So,
Because there's another door, right?
there's another door, but I can't track to that door. They'd even gone that way.
So they didn't go this way. So Gideon's not this way. That's what you're saying.
Well, but there was
That is
another
what
way
I
to
said.
go that we thought maybe
Yeah.
wrapped
They
around.
didn't come this way, but it could probably lead us back. But I
So
just
this
can't-
way could take you towards Gideon, but there aren't specifically tracks going through this room.
Right.
And if you guys have like other things that you trust more than my tracking, which I don't,
Well, if there were more animals I could kill, then
Pass in prison.
I mean, it's fine. I've only been doing this for 34 years. But if you guys don't think I'm capable of tracking,
here, Rancor. Here, Rancor.
do not go to him, Rancor. Rancor
saying.
hides behind my neck.
I'm just saying it would be an effective means of figuring out where to go.
Anytime the dwarf speaks, Rancor is very aware of it. Rancor's like, that is not one to trust.
Yeah.
While they're arguing about this, I'm going to reflect on the interconnectedness of all things and try to discern realities to plot the course that would lead us to Gideon going forward as
Got it.
opposed to going back. And that's an 11.
So when as you think back to the way he just mentioned, well, the spirit was kind of indecisive for a moment, and you kind of think about the difficulties that you've already gone through going this way. You're like, oh, this is probably the shorter path to your goal. You're currently taking the shorter path to your goal, but it's simply the more difficult one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So the way to the right would also take you, to your goal. It would be easier, but it's just longer.
We have already awakened ancient evils. Do we want that to be for naught?
We didn't actually have to awaken them.
Nope.
Walking through
And
here.
also
do
using
a
the word
lot.
"we" is very loaded.
I feel like that's overly inclusive.
All right. You bring a shaman into a pit of dead champions, and you expect him not to awaken a few ancient evils. That's on all of you.
I feel like all of them
We
woke
also
up.
didn't pick you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good point.
We were assigned
You're
you.
thrust upon.
I feel like the one job was to keep them in here. We didn't do that part of the job.
Yeah, the opposite. In
You're
fact.
going to get a really bad performance review. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, HR is going to have a talking with you. But then again, that is also on the Veiled Alliance because they sent you down there. It's like, oh man, whoever like Amara, if she's the one who picked you to send down there, she is so getting fired.
I don't know. I think that was a good choice.
Well, fair enough.
Okay,
Well,
so
it's like you don't need two people that can talk the dead to send.
Yeah.
Well,
Like that's.
That was overkill.
Yeah.
yeah, because you definitely have two people in the party that can speak with the
Stepping
dead.
on your toes a little
I
bit.
know.
Yeah.
He's taking my job.
Yeah. Tucking your dirt.
So you tell us all that this way is the faster way and that's the harder way?
Yeah, I say we've already come through so many trials that we must be close to our goal.
I'm gonna start marching towards the door.
Okay, the door is closed.
I'm going to, while she's walking toward it, spend an additional focus to pull the lever
Oh, to open the gate
to
behind you?
open the gate. No, in front of us.
Oh, in front of you. Okay.
I'm
fair.
just assuming that they're.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's also a gate. Yeah, so the gate comes up as Tenna, like you step right up to the gate, and you're like maybe expecting it to be like a Star Trek thing where it just like opens as you walk up to it, and you're right. It
And
does.
I'm like, perfect.
Yep, that's how the gate works. You step up to it, it opens up for you. So in the next room, for the first time you actually see spirits and ghosts. All of you see spirits and ghosts.
Everyone kind of reacts, and I'm just like,
Literally
What's
no
wrong
change.
with you people?
Yeah, no change at all. These spirits do actually. So maybe you think maybe the reason that they jumped was because these spirits actually do look aggressive, and they actually start racing towards Tenna to attack her and to attack the rest of the party, until they see you, and then they just immediately they just back off and they're like, oh.
I kind of do the like.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
I want to yell halt, but because he's behind me, I think they stop because of me.
Yeah, you say halt, and well, he does his like, huh, and they're all like, ah.
But I think it's because
right when you
of
say
me,
halt. Yeah. Yeah. So Tenna scared off a bunch of ghosts.
I
Oh,
didn't.
you can communicate with
I
spirits too.
didn't know. I didn't know until just now. I ain't never seen him before.
I kind of grumble, but I'm not going to fight it.
Well, never mind.
So
He's
yeah,
jealous
there's
because we're some competition now.
Yeah.
so you walk through this room with no trouble and get past all of the spirits. Unfortunately, the next room, or as you kind of like look into the, or actually it's like a hallway. You look into the next hallway, and there's two giant skeletal guards guarding a door. To a there's a very ornate door, and then you actually see written above it like main mausoleum or something like that. So it's like the main room. The main mausoleum, the main mausoleum. We've all been to a cemetery.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, what's up, my main mausoleum?
Right.
Party in the main mausoleum.
Yeah. That's a
I feel
very
like it's an
common
assembly.
phrase.
Okay, can
There's
these
an
skeletons-
assembly in the main mausoleum.
Can these skeletons
Everyone
see
report
us?
to the assembly.
You just peek
In
out
the
real
main
quick and notice
mausoleum.
they don't know you because you're still in the room with the spirits.
Okay.
But these are like giant skeletons.
I mean, I could talk to them, but they probably couldn't. They
Like
probably wouldn't be
skeletons?
very conversational.
No, not as giants. No.
I would like to pick up a pebble
Okay.
and like quickly toss it down the hall and then back.
So you toss the pebble down the hall and then
Yep.
you don't hear anything. You peek out,
Okay.
nothing's changed. You do see the pebble out there still.
There's no traps.
There's no traps.
No
Everything
traps.
looks fine.
Alright.
There's just giant skeletons.
There's no traps because all traps are set off by pebbles,
Yes.
and you threw a pebble. So
You saw me do it.
Yeah.
That's ironclad logic right there.
I believe you. So there's just, did you say 2 giant skeletons?
yep.
Like skeletons of giants?
skeletons of giants.
Okay.
When I do psionic invisibility, how long does it last for?
I would say for long enough to you want to get into that room.
I don't know. I was gonna like, is this like a hallway? Does it go past them?
The hallway does go past them, but they're both guarding a door. So,
But I was thinking I'd do invisibility, go past them, say, "Hey!" They come, they don't see me. Then we just go in the door while they're looking for me, like a Splinter Cell
I can
or
see that.
Metal Gear Solid kind of.
yeah,
strategy.
So basically, it's just a long hallway, and in the center of that hallway is this door being guarded by the giant. So you want to go to the other end of the hallway, opposite of where you guys are, and then holler at them, get them to come look for you,
We all go in.
and then you all go in.
But what if they ain't no hollowback giants?
There
Yeah.
might not be, yeah. Also, one thing about
That shit
this
would be
is,
bananas.
Yeah, BANANAS. The only problem with that is that there is a closed door, so they could all run in, like as they're chasing you, they could run in, open up the door, close the door behind them, or leave it open. But if they left it open, that might be if they left it open for you, that could be a problem.
Well,
What if
I'm invisible though, so I just. Well,
Hang
I'd have to be quiet though.
You'd have to be quiet, and if they left it open, that could be a red flag. If they left it closed, there'd be no red flag, but it would be really hard for you to like walk up to the door, just like open it and walk in without them being like, "What the fuck?"
Alternative, I know we've been pretty combat
we could just
secondary.
fight them?
We could just fight them.
I know,
could
but
attack these
I was
giant
trying to be
skeletons.
sneaky.
What if we could just blow up the closed door?
Yeah.
Oh, you know that me
he's
and another
here.
life would have been very for that.
I mean, you don't have to
He's
just
here.
blow everything up, though.
Why not?
We don't have a good means to blow anything up anymore.
Yeah.
How about I do the same thing, I distract him, and then you'll stab him in the back?
I think we should just go get them.
Oh, did you hear what I said? We'd get a first attack because we'd stab
Attack
him in the
of
back.
turn.
I don't know if that happens with skeletons, though.
Also,
I don't think
They're
they
not
have any
backs
backs
anymore.
to stab.
Also, yeah,
But
aren't piercing weapons don't work on skeletons?
but they won't be looking
well.
at you.
Yeah.
Like we'd get them by surprise, right?
So Osvald goes invisible.
Is there something around here,
I won't.
like I mean, these are giant skeletons.
Yeah.
Are there other giant bones that are not in like full alive
You have not
skeleton
seen other
form?
giant bones. This is like normal sized
They're like
corpses
loose,
around
large
Giant to
pieces
me.
of wood or
Comparatively.
large rocks.
here.
Or
Yeah, there'd be large rocks.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up a large rock.
All right, so you have a big, just a giant brick basically in your hand.
I've got like a big rock in my hand
Yeah.
and my shield.
Okay, good. You've got a rock and a shield.
Yep, and my sword is in its hilt.
And it's in its
Where it
hilt.
belongs.
Where it belongs. Yeah. You don't need to take that out. It's a nice
Nope,
sword.
Not against skeletons, I don't.
Okay, so Osvald goes invisible for a moment.
All right, here we go.
Get them.
That's good. That's a 10.
10 plus.
Boom.
All right. So what happens when you go invisible?
Okay, I'm gonna get them. You take them by surprise after I say, "Hey, they'll
Alright.
be looking for me."
Okay.
So I do
I've
that
got
same.
my rock and my shield, and
Okay,
I'm ready.
so
All right. So you go to the other side of them.
Yeah, and I say, Hey, come get me, skeletons!
The skeletons turn
Nothing
around.
infuriates them more than that sentence.
Yeah, that's really mean.
You called us skeletons. Let's get him.
FYI, I guess folks will probably hear me on your mics, but if you just want to repeat this, it looks like Twitch is down altogether, but we're still on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
If anyone
Twitch is
having-
down.
I guess now at this point, anyone watching us on Twitch can't see us. So
Yeah.
you telling them to go to YouTube won't help.
Yeah.
But if you're already on
Should
YouTube,
we
Then stay
tweet
there.
it out? Should we tweet
Yeah,
out?
we can
We're
all-
on YouTube right now, and Twitch seems to have
Okay.
Twitch the entire site. seems to be
Gotcha.
down.
So what should we refer people to? Just the
YouTube / saving throw show.
Yep,
Okay.
that's where we are. Right
All
now.
right, let's all take
So
a
for
quick moment.
for those
to
of
tweet.
you who are currently watching us on Twitch because you have your own private Twitch server somehow, then you should head over to YouTube. That makes sense. Actually, I don't really know how computers work, but I do think that you're allowed to have your own server for someone else's website. Is that true?
Yeah.
YouTube
Definitely.
Okay, yeah, I
saving
thought
throw
so. Yeah, because I'm not sure where all that data gets like stored. I guess in like a computer somewhere. But you can like download all that info onto your computer and then make the website. You can just like Control-C a website, right? That's how that works, and then just Control-V, and then you have your whole own website.
So just youtube.com/saving throw.
Yes,
Show.
/ saving throw show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So YouTube. I don't think. I think primarily I watch us on Twitch. I haven't tried watching us on YouTube before. I like YouTube. They seem fine. They're red and white as opposed to purple and white.
just saving throw.
Saving throw show.
This
Yeah.
is really tragic that we were about to like get into a brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody
Well, we're
gets cut
also
off.
still recording, so people can, the VOD will. If anyone
Yeah.
who for some reason can't get onto the YouTube.
But that's okay because we are
can
going
then watch
to.
us on YouTube
Yeah,
later.
we're gonna forge
So wait,
ahead.
it's
See, what we should do-
youtube.com/saving throw show.
Exactly correct.
What we should do is just act like there was a huge glitch and just be like, "Me," and then be like, "And we won! It was the most
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
fight ever!"
Yeah, I can do that.
I like It skipped ahead.
That's what.
Those dropped frames.
Yeah. What's funny, I guess, is I don't think I've ever made this like movement, so I don't know why that would be the movement that's like my go-to for the freeze frame, because that's not a thing that I've ever done, probably.
Until now.
Yeah, until now. Yeah, exactly. I guess talking about it also makes it.
We all just have to.
All right, so our producer has rebooted the cast.
It was a hard reboot.
All right, so the producer.
Hi, my name's Jordan. I'll be playing Gideon Longfellow today.
I'm your DM today, Mrs. Shawn Graham. Yeah, so there are two skeletons. The skeletons turn when they hear. What did you say? Say it again, Darrel, because I want to make sure I get this right.
Hey, come get me, skeletons!
All right, here you come get me, skeletons.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna throw this out. If we're all glitched, can we all just fight as each other's characters? Like, can we all just trade
All of a
character
sudden,
sheets right now?
Wait, no,
Can I say I
You're
just
gonna
got
keep-
the Mrs. Hunger Ham joke?
just
I
now.
just got it. I was like, what is he calling himself Mrs. Hunger Ham?
Yep.
Just got it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I discovered it like a year ago, like accidentally when I was spelling out my Twitter handle
Like
on.
all same.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I can be a Mrs., not a Mr. And then so like I was like, well, what would that be, Mrs. Hungerham, which actually is a kind of a great name.
Yeah.
It is a very good name.
Hunger Ham.
It sounds to me it sounds German.
See,
Mrs. Hungerham.
I've always separated it. Like Hongra is the first name and Ham is the last
Right,
name.
Yeah.
I agree. Hongra to
Hongra.
me sounds like a German name. Hongra.
We shall name her Hunger.
Hello, Hongra.
Hungra?
Hongra. Hongra loves strudel.
Eat your strudel,
Was
Hunger.
Mrs. Hungraham?
Or the sauerkraut.
Nine, Mama.
Nine. Okay, so there are two skeletons. They both turn their head towards the sound. Are you still invisible?
Yeah.
Okay, they turn towards the sound, and then they go back to looking for it.
Hey!
They don't like step out from the wall.
They literally do not move. They
All
turn
right.
their head. and
Okay,
go back
so
to
So
sleep.
I'm gonna like, am I still out of view of them?
Yeah.
But can you still see me?
You can like stick your head out and
So I'm gonna like kind of stick my head out and be
Okay.
like, he says okay out
yeah,
loud,
he
and they're
says-
like,
you
what
say
is
okay
that?
out loud. They look over again, and then they're like, oh.
We don't know what's going on. All right, I'm gonna rush out with my rock.
As she's doing that, I'm screaming like, "Ah!" So they're hopefully just looking at me.
Yeah. So as you're screaming like a bird, you sound like a bird.
Some sort of banshee bird.
Yeah, some sort of banshee bird. They look towards the direction of the banshee bird, and make me a hack and slash
right.
with your boulder.
I'm gonna try to knee bash.
Of course, yeah. You wouldn't go do any other way.
And then bludgeon with my rock.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Hey.
great roll.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
12.
Roll your damage.
Okay. 12.
D12. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's like on
That's
its
cocked.
side.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just
that's
kidding.
cocked.
I mean, it was.
Kelsey's like, that's the first deal damage I've rolled in
I
weeks.
mean, that's fine, I guess.
Oh, I think
Foul.
I think that was caught.
That was cocked.
Okay. So the first giant takes 4 damage. You go in and bash it in the knee with this. Like you got your shield.
I
you're
was
like,
thinking of like bashing the knee to kind of bring him to the side a little bit, and then using my rock to follow through.
You follow through,
Yeah.
and the rock breaks 2
Yes,
ribs.
that's exactly what
off
I
of
wanted
this
to
giant.
That's painful, and there's nothing really you can do about a broken rib.
No, you just have to let it heal.
No.
No.
As a dead
unlive
thing,
with it.
you're kind of done. Like it's not gonna heal.
Doesn't heal.
The second that I see her do that, I'm gonna come charge. Okay.
So you go
So
charging in.
Did she hit like? Let's say these are the 2.
Uh-huh.
So she came from here. Did she hit this one?
Yeah, so you're closer to the other one.
So okay, I'm gonna hit the other one.
Okay, good
Oh,
deal.
here we go.
Let's get him.
Well, actually, I'm gonna just do a project force because
Yeah,
that's
so
way
you're not-
better
yeah.
than
That's
doing.
way better.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's way better.
So you can still go in if you want to, but yeah, project force.
project force, and then I'm gonna appear when I do that. Cause
Okay.
Go
I
magic, go.
Go magic. Go. Here we go.
This isn't magic
go
though.
magic,
This
go.
is psionics.
Yeah, but I do that to trick. But I don't need to trick the skeleton. I only do that when I want to trick. When I want to trick the enemy.
It still was just one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Oh, that's real good. That's
We be smashing.
Magic, go.
That's 13. 13. Okay, so D8, and there's a 3 piercing.
Oh wow.
Fuck. Well, it's 3.
It was cocked.
Yeah, it was 3 piercing.
Okay. So 3 with 3 piercing.
Yeah.
All right. And I actually forgot to apply their armor to your attack. So
Yeah,
they
well,
shrug
mine's
off a slight
technically bludgeoning damage because I'm using a rock.
That's a good point. That is a very good point.
Which I don't think they can resist.
Oh, and also I have a new thing.
New thing.
A new thing.
Your target becomes hyper aware of its wounds. The next attack that hits deals 1 plus D4, so D4 damage.
You
All right,
turn
so-
into a hypochondriac.
Yeah,
They're like,
exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the next person to hit that one gets an extra D4 damage if you hit it. So who's next?
I will just charge at it, screaming, and with my because I've got a big old fucking knife.
Yeah.
And I'll just jump up and try and like.
You start
Break
jabbing
it.
at bone.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna try and like break into the skull with the knife.
Good call. Yeah, so
There you
you climb up the thing's
You
ribs
should
like a
leap
ladder.
off of me.
Yeah.
And then just start stabbing it in the head. All right, make me a hack and slash.
Hack and
You
slash.
can use.
What?
Whoa.
Wow.
So I use
for
strength,
flavor,
which has a debility, but I still make it.
What's your total?
That's
10 plus?
12.
All right.
I think
nice.
for flavor,
I mean, 11.
since I knee
11,
bashed, I always kind of imagine myself like being down on one knee after I knee bashed.
Oh, of course.
For flavor, can
Yeah.
can he like run
up,
up
yeah.
my back since he's so short?
And, like,
to,
leap up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you attacking the one Osvald is on, or the one that?
Which one's
Tenna
closer?
Tennelly's is closer.
Then I attack
Okay.
Tenelly's.
All right. Roll me your damage.
Nice.
Wow. That's really
Nice.
good damage.
I almost had a 7, but I
Yeah.
didn't. But then I didn't.
Okay.
Gotta worry about them cocked dice.
Cock dice.
Cocked dice.
If I don't know if that was enough damage to knock his off balance.
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
But I want to use a telekinetic strike to guide, like, to topple him completely into the other one so that they're
chain reaction.
chain reaction using my domino effect.
Yes, love it. All right, yeah, let's see how that works.
Not well.
What does that say? It's a disaster, right? Basically.
On a 6, the chain events go spectacularly awry, and you end up in some kind of danger.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, so you project telekinetic force towards the one that Jordan is on. You miss, but you miss by a lot, unfortunately, because you actually fall a little off balance. You just slip on some gravel on the ground and slip just enough that you kind of slip and you miss. Unfortunately, you knock a boulder or knock one of the big bricks that you were carrying off, like a keystone type of brick down, which falls just barely missing you, rolls over, hits you in the ankle. You take a d6 damage. And I would say apply armor to that, but I don't think you have any.
I do not have armor.
Okay. And then you actually see cracks forming right above you as well, like the ceiling is about to collapse. So you'll have a moment to think about that as that manifests itself
Another
as more danger.
load-bearing encounter.
There are so many load-bearing things in Dark Sun, guys. It's super normal.
Everything's load-bearing.
Everything's load-bearing. Okay, so at this point, we're just waiting on
Ewok is
Ewok.
Gonna shoot an arrow.
Okay, all right, make me a dex check, or that's a volley is what it's called, but plus dex.
Wow.
Ooh.
I used the wrong dice, apparently.
Yeah.
You are banished.
Okay, so 5
that's
plus dex?
Plus dex is 2, so that's
7. Okay, not a failure, but there's a little wrinkle. So you think, are you shooting for the one that all 3 of them have been focusing on, or are you shooting at the one that Osvald attacked?
I would shoot at the one that Oswald attacked because these guys are probably in the way of the...
Yeah, so that's exactly the problem, is that actually they're all kind of in your way, so you need to move position to be able to attack that one. So to do that, you have to move between both skeletons and then just take a point-blank shot at the one. So you'll be able to hit it, but you'll be in between both of them.
Well, that sucks for me. But you know what? I'm small and I'm fast. So bring it.
All right, so you take the shot.
Do it.
All right,
You've
roll your
proven
damage.
very nimbly-bimbly this
And
game.
you get to add a
so.
D4 to this.
Yeah, you get to add a D4 because it's hypersensitive to its
yeah.
wounds.
Nice.
And I think you get to add a couple extra because of Rancor.
Yes. Rancor. I add his ferocity to my damage. So that's plus 3.
So Rancor is crawling in and out of its ribs, just like.
Oh man.
Wow, that sucks.
Oh, wow. That is
Wow, that
unlikely.
Ouch. Okay, so what is his ferocity?
3.
Okay, so 5 damage. That's still pretty good for a minimum roll. But unfortunately, it does have armor.
Yeah.
So you only get a few points of that through. But they both look equally badly injured.
Nice.
Which is to say, not that badly injured. They're
No,
both
less
very,
nice.
very tough. Yeah, less nice. Yeah, in fact, one of them actually, the one that you're currently stabbing in the head with a knife, it just wildly swings its sword around in an arc, and the 3 of, actually you're next to it as well, so the 4 of you, everybody but Osvald needs to defy danger to get away from this. You can...
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Mark XP.
Oh, have you been healed yet?
Nope.
Nope.
He's got a healing
I
potion
got
on
one.
him.
I got healed once.
So
by the chat.
you actually hear, you actually have been, the entire time you've been in the catacombs, I forgot to tell you this, you've been hearing the whispers, Kiganis, Kiganis, Kiganis. Yeah, that's the god of death apparently in Dark Sun. Or maybe he is, who knows. It's very vague
But he's
and
here.
unclear what Kiganis is.
Oh.
You have also been hearing these whispers the entire time you've been in the catacombs. You've been
Christ
hearing these
almighty.
whispers. And Pitka, much
Alright,
better.
That's a success.
What ability are you using?
Well, I'm going to use my psionics to protect myself.
Okay, wisdom.
So
Yep.
it's an 8, 9, 10.
Oh my
Oh
god.
boy.
The skeleton's a jerk.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not great.
Okay, so you avoid the damage. Okay, so the rest of the 3 of you, you're all gonna take 2d8 plus 3 damage. It's the higher the 2d8.
Ooh.
Did we start at full hit points?
You
during
did
this
start at
game?
full hit points.
You said 2d8 plus 3?
2d8 plus 3.
The
Yeah,
higher.
Higher
the
the
D8.
Yeah.
This is
That's
gonna
not
fucking
bad.
kill me.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And you don't have chat to
I've only
protect
got
you.
7 hit
Yeah, you
points.
don't have chat to
And
protect
no
you.
chat to protect me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chat's
jeez.
active on YouTube, but I don't think they can donate there. So, or they can donate cash, but they can't donate XP, which is how they usually send heals.
Yep.
A
Well-
higher of 8 plus 3?
Yep.
All right, I'm
That's
dead.
9. Okay, so you're so.
That's 9.
Yeah,
I'm at
so-
-2.
All right, roll me a roll. Well, we'll wait until your next turn. We'll
Okay.
wait until the end of the round to roll your last breath.
How did
Is
we
there
get
anything?
hurt?
Can I heal him during
I'll let you heal him before a last breath. Yeah, sure. In fact,
this? Because that's going to be my turn. My turn will be healing him for
okay.
sure.
Yeah. Well, let's
If
do
I
it right
can.
now then. Let's see if you
Okay.
can. Did everybody else take their damage?
I did. What kind of damage is this? Did he just
It's
swing
physical
hit?
damage, so you can use your armor against it if you have armor.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, armor is damage reduction.
Armor might make a difference. I got 9, 7, 6.
So
I'm
you're
at
at
1. You're at 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a lot of armor actually.
I
as-
forgot.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm wearing my bronze armor and my mask gives me an extra armor.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Forgot about armor.
Yeah,
Yes.
your bloody, your bloody
We
ash
love
mask.
armor.
All right, I'm going to heal. Here we go.
Yeah, I
Wind
can still
health.
use healing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's still real bad.
It's really bad.
Plus wisdom is going to be a 7.
Okay, that's just enough.
So I'm going to take a -1 forward. Yeah. Yeah.
How much did you
loss.
heal?
So I'm going to heal. How much? You have 18.
I have 18 total, and I have 1 right now.
1
Okay,
out of 18
18
hit points.
I can give you. I'll give you 10. I'll give you 10.
Wait, how much can my healing potion heal?
10.
10? So just give me 7.
I'll give you 7.
Okay.
Good heal.
Cool.
Good help. All right. Who wants to go next?
So the skeletons just went.
Yeah. Well,
And
actually,
whacked
the
the
other.
crap
So the
out of
other
it.
skeleton, the one so the one like just wildly swung his sword around because it's just like kind of you're on it stabbing it, so it's like wildly swinging. The other skeleton actually pushes back on Osvald because normally I think I would probably allow you to take a second action beyond just healing.
Yeah.
But you're just too distracted by the skeleton
Well,
who's attacking.
I'm also not in close combat because I used the project.
Oh,
force.
that's right. Yeah, so it actually has to waste its turn moving closer towards you.
Okay, cool.
Yep, that makes more sense. Yep. So yeah.
wait.
So you're actually also no longer between them. So that's good because it runs away and attacks Osvald.
Who hasn't gone this round?
That was the beginning of the round. So Osvald is the only one that's gone. He went and healed. So
Okay.
anybody can go.
I'll down my healing potion.
Okay. So you heal 10. Who's next?
I'm gonna shoot another arrow.
Okay. You want to shoot the one that's right next to you, the one that just did the wild swinging, or do you want to attack the one that just ran away from you?
He still is on this one.
Yeah, he's still on it. He has a literal death grip on
Okay.
this thing, on its skull.
Then I'll do the one that doesn't have somebody on it.
Good call. Yeah, you don't want to accidentally hit somebody with an arrow.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate all of you dice. No, I like you. You're good. We're good, and that's +2, so that's an 11.
Nice, huge success. Okay, so Braid heals Jordan and Kelsey for 1 each. You probably don't need the 1 anymore. right?
Yeah, I'm full now.
So we're just going to empathically transfer that back to Darrel.
Yay.
Sweet.
Wow.
So I get
1 hit point.
nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Braid.
Thank you for healing Jordan for 1 hit point, and through the psionic link of Osvald,
Yeah.
the
Thank
1
you.
hit
Does
point.
that mean
gets,
Twitch is back?
No.
No, we've moved them on to.
YouTube.
The YouTubes.
The Yutubs.
We're still.
Yeah,
they're on YouTube, but they're actually donating on Revlo, and it still comes through.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, because it's a separate program.
Excellent.
It's a computer program, Jordan, I believe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know
Computer Force,
anything
you said.
about computer programs.
No, I met a computer program once. It was fun.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
It was fun, huh? Okay.
A lot of my friends are computer programmers.
Yeah, I play World of Warcraft, so I know all about
Yeah,
computer
yeah,
programs.
yeah.
I think I've been to
I-
one of those.
I
Just-
got in.
I just like to think of myself as a hacker.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I have some
yeah.
pretty lead hacks.
Yeah, I know all about hacking because like I like stare really intently at a screen. I type very fast, and I just constantly say, "I'm almost in."
You know, if you use if a second person is on that keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
it's even faster.
So wait.
Makes sense.
Yes,
Four
I've seen
hands
that.
all
Yeah.
typing.
I gotta tell this
Teamwork.
story because this is one of my proudest moments as a kid. I
Proudest moments as a hacker too.
Well, actually, yes.
Yes.
At the time, I'd be like, "That's not hacking," but I've recently found out that like it's a lot of what hacking is, which is just like social engineering, basically. But I really wanted to play RuneScape, and to play RuneScape because we had AOL at the time, I had to be signed on to an AOL account that didn't have parental controls on it. So my parents would use it against me. Like, so if I was bad, they would be like, "Well, we're not going to sign you on to our AOL account." So one day when I like knew my mom would let me sign on, I pulled up the sign in AOL thing, put it to her thing, and then I opened up a notepad document, put the cursor on that and slid it off the screen, and then gave it to my mom and was like, "Hey, can you sign into your AOL account?" She types in her password and goes, "It didn't work." And I go, "You have to click on the password thing first." She clicks on that, types in her password, lets me on. I go out, pull the notepad document back up. There's my mom's password written on it right there.
Wow.
So sneaky.
Nice.
So if Jordan ever asks you to use a computer,
Don't type your
trust
password
him.
in.
Yep. Don't type that password in.
There's a name for that when you track someone's keyboard.
Keylogger?
Keylogging, yeah. That was you basically invented.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
a very simple
Very
keylogger.
simple version.
Yeah.
Did you know if you say your password out loud on YouTube and or Twitch, it won't let you?
That's true.
Yeah, it just sounds
it's
like
crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also have something similar to a keylogger. I ask people to sign their signature on important documents, and like I'll be like, "Hey, look over there," and I'll slide a piece of carbon paper underneath their signature, and it's like super helpful for a lot of situations.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
Like opening bank
basically
accounts in their
James Bond.
names, applying for a mortgage.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold on to this one, Sax. So keep it up there for me,
Got it.
because I'm sure it'll come in handy.
I still need to
in
roll
a
my
moment.
damage.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
As we got off on the worst
And
Dark
that's
Sun
plus
tangent.
3.
That's what we do.
So that's 9
Nice.
damage.
That's 9 damage.
That's good.
And that's on this one. Okay, now it is looking like it's in pretty bad shape, actually.
Good.
Yeah, this thing is pretty badly damaged at this point.
Getting a little tattered.
You've gone. We got Tenna Boone and Pitka.
Well, I'm gonna
Remember, the ceiling is cracking above you.
I'm gonna offer some aid to Tenna
Okay.
on getting one of these down.
Oh no.
Oh.
Mark that X.
Whoa.
I'm gonna nail it now.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Rocks fall on you. I don't know if you die.
Everybody dies?
No, rocks fall, you die.
And party wipe.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be rough. Just
Yeah,
don't
because
even look at it.
I'm
Just
trying to like
don't even,
figure out how to make this so you definitely survive it.
That's
You
nice.
know, I still have a last breath.
That's true. You have a last breath. Oh man, this sucks because you rolled yeah, because last turn too.
Well, if he's
Yeah.
trying to assist me,
All right.
can I attack and try to? I mean, could
All
I
right. So here's what
possibly
we're
block
gonna do. We're
some
gonna
of the
do
rocks from
two
falling
2d10
on him?
damage, the higher of the two. I'm not gonna make it the worst possible thing.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it could be worse. 2d12 is worse. So 9.
Okay, I'm still alive.
Yeah. See, you're
Yeah.
Could have rolled worse than 9.
3 hit points
Yeah,
left.
exactly.
Yeah.
You could
By
roll a
one.
10.
I have 3. Guys, I have 3 entire hit points.
You're,
Yeah.
You are
Fine.
Yeah,
so
it's not-
good.
What are you
It is.
crying
To be
about?
clear, it's not 2 3/4. It's not 2 1/2. It's a full 3.
Full 3.
Exactly.
No fraction.
No fraction. Okay, so
How?
You know, I feel so good that it's like 3 2/3, and we just have to
Wow.
round down.
yeah, we
just
have to round down,
but
you
like-
but really it's like more than 3.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it's more than 3.
inside.
I've heard that you only have as much HP as you feel.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
It's totally true.
That's
Very
absolutely
true.
true.
Yeah.
So which are are there these close to death?
The one that just charged at Osvald is quite a bit more hurt, especially because Rancor and Ewok are just like the Ewok launched an arrow that like struck right and like actually pierced its skull, and then Rancor is like literally running around inside of its skull cavity, like just biting around at it.
Biting and clawing.
Yeah.
Is it possible for me to get over to that one and attack it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I would like to try.
Yeah, that makes sense because then he'll be all on his own with the one he's at.
Oh, because you are. Wait, I thought you.
He's literally grasping this thing's skull, stabbing it with his long
Yeah,
knife,
I
and then
actually-
drank a
Which
potion real
one?
quick.
Well,
and then-
I got a good like handle on it by stabbing it into the
Oh,
skull,
right.
and then while I had
Yeah.
one hand on that, I
yeah, you just like
riding
stabbed
it like
into its,
a bar rodeo
Exactly.
bull thing.
Yeah, so he's good.
So, but I thought they were. I thought they were on the same one.
No, Osvald is on a completely different one.
He was on
And
the
you're
same one
with
with you.
that guy.
Yeah, you were attacking the same one together, but now you're
Okay.
moving to the other one.
Okay.
But he
So-
should be fine. He's
Remember,
got
'cause
his
I jumped
long
off your
knife.
back to get
you
onto
know.
the one.
Yeah. But that's why when you said Pitka was all by himself, I was like, I thought.
Oh no, he's not all
'Cause
by.
he's-
No,
he's just
Pitka
off
is
with
just he's ranged, so
this-
he's just he's in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, Pitka is in the back.
Then I want to run over
Covered
to the
in rocks.
one that on the rocks that had fallen on top of him, and I'll be like, I'll be right.
Yeah, you don't see any movement underneath these rocks, so maybe he's fine.
I think he's probably fine.
Yeah,
If there's anything I know about Pitka, it's that he's resilient as fuck.
and
so.
he probably knew this was going to happen because he can always tell the future
Right,
perfectly.
and if he was like, I'm gonna die, save me, he would have told me that before.
Right before it happened.
Because he
Yeah.
would have
Probably
known
put
that it
himself
was coming.
under the rocks for protective reasons.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
probably something else worse that was gonna fall on him.
Right.
And the rocks are
Absolutely.
gonna protect him
yeah,
from
like
that.
oh shit, lava's about to fall on me. I
Oh.
better have these
Oh.
rocks
Better have
as a
these
shield.
rocks
Good thing I'm
fall
under
on top.
rocks.
Yeah.
You think he'd warn us about the lava? though.
Well,
That's not cool.
you know, Pitka
Hiding
works in
yourself in
mysterious
the
Yeah.
rocks and
ways.
leaving us
That's
all
true.
out
That's true.
here
I know,
exposed.
what a friggin' jerk.
Let him stay. He's gonna be out.
Actually, let's attack Pitka.
Well, wait, he would see this coming.
Oh, yeah,
he
you don't
notices
wanna-
we're
yeah.
gonna beat him.
Yeah, don't attack Pitka. He'll
notices
see
he's
it
gonna
coming.
beat him.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna unfortunately have to leave Pitka under these rocks real quick.
And take care. TCB somewhere else.
Yeah.
What's new?
BRB, okay. And I want to run over to the one that looks like it's about dead. And I want to see if I can, since I assume it's facing these two and not me, I want to see
Facing
if
Osvald because she's ranged. So
Ranged,
she's
okay.
actually next to the.
and I want to see if I can I want to see if I can grab its skull from behind through its eye sockets and rip its skull off of its neck.
Roll me a hack and slash.
Hey, watch
a
out.
pretty
Rancor's
Tenna
inside
move.
there.
Yeah, be
I
careful.
won't hurt him.
Oh man.
I'm not going to like smash the skull after I rip it off of his...
Okay.
Although you normally would.
No, I normally absolutely would.
Right? There's not a 6-sided here.
Nice.
No.
All right, roll
See
me
it.
that
12.
damage.
Damn.
Let's see that
Frustrating. Maybe it's in
D12.
my bag somewhere.
All right, well,
Okay, 5. That still is enough, actually.
It
that,
is?
That actually is enough. Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you tear the skull off of the spine, and then you're like about to spike it like a football, and then Rancor like kind of sticks his head
Sticks his head out,
out,
and I'm
and you're
like,
like, oh no, wait,
Oh.
and then you just throw the skull over to.
I'm like, don't know what to do. Your thing.
Yeah. Rancor runs out of the skull and up onto my shoulder, and of course does the moonwalk across my shoulder,
Nice,
spins at the end, and ends in a disco pose.
nice.
I would like to propose
Classic
that because
Rancor.
she did that, as a
Classic
friend
Rancor.
of nature, i.e. Rancor,
Yeah.
that I should form a bond with her right now.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fill in Tenna Lee. Or is it just Tenna is your first name? Lee Boone is your last name, right?
I like Tenna
I don't
Lee.
know how fucking Southern names work.
I'm going to go with Tenna Lee.
Okay.
Okay, Tenna Lee.
I feel like it
Yeah, then we can
Tenna
say
Lee's a
nobody
friend of
nobody
mine.
doesn't like
assumes
Yeah.
that like at some point a woman decided not to take her husband's
Yeah.
last name,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that doesn't sound Southern to me.
No.
Well,
That's
it's
true.
just like
That's
if
not
we're-
a Southern
If
name.
we're going by the rules of Petticoat Junction, which
Right.
everyone in chat has definitely watched.
Right.
Right.
You know, Billy Joe, Betty Joe, and
Yeah, I have
the
to have
third
two first
Lee.
names.
Tiddly.
Right, I have to have two first
Yeah.
names. That is a fact.
Yeah, damn. I wish. I mean, Southern Comfort is good, but now I wish that your donation would have been nobody does it like Tenna. That would have been better.
Nobody does it like
Yeah.
Tenna.
Plus, it reminds me of pie.
We love
You
pie.
know how much you love
You
pie.
know I love me some
Oh
pie.
man, fuck cake. For real, fuck cake.
Yeah.
That's where
What
I'm
is
at.
it?
I'm about that.
What is happening?
You haven't heard of the pie cake wars?
I've heard of them. I just didn't realize I was in amongst a bunch of pie people.
Yeah.
You're a cake person?
Hardcore.
But cake doesn't have like the filling, like the pie filling.
You
It's-
can't.
Like-
I'm not hearing this.
filling.
Like
I'm not hearing
there's
this.
strawberry rhubarb, there's blackberry, there's apple,
started off-
there's blueberry,
You started off with the Frankenstein of all pies, rhubarb. Rhubarb
which is
a
the
vegetable.
best.
This is what's wrong with pies. Tricks you into eating vegetables.
I'm a vegetarian. I have
You
no
can
problem
have-
with that.
I
You
know.
can have
Okay
pie
with
for dinner. You can have meat pie.
Yeah, meat
pie.
You can
Yeah,
have
you can.
shepherd's
Pie was my like mom's
shrimp
go-to
pie.
Shrimp pie.
Shrimp pie.
Shrimp
Shrimp
pie.
and grit pie.
Oh, we're on
But-
shrimp now.
But I want you to all recognize that when a special occasion occurs, when someone is born into the world,
You give
when
them a
two
pie.
You know the pie.
join their lives together in the bonds of holy matrimony.
A wedding pie.
I'm gonna have a
Celebrate.
wedding pie.
You celebrate by murdering a
Superior.
cake. You stab it with a
All
knife.
And you chop it into
pastries.
pieces.
You make it dead.
And then you're like, does anybody want it? Does
Yeah.
anybody
You make a joke
this
out
thing
of
I
the
killed? Does anybody want it?
Does anybody?
I have this carcass.
Does anybody less fortunate than me
You
need
make,
something
you
to
make a
eat?
joke out of the cake's destiny by smearing it around on people's faces
You
and
have
not actually
tiny
eating
effigies of the man and wife standing on the dead corpse of the cake.
it triumphantly.
We have conquered cake.
Yeah.
Buttercream frosting is a
And
gift
you
to
know-
mankind. We're all wrong.
All right.
There's even
This is
pie
almost
day.
this is almost as vicious as the Weather Wars, which is something that one of my characters participated in during Monday Night Dungeon Fight. So yeah, I had a character that was part of the Weather Wars.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that
so,
dungeon fight.
Also, people should tune in for Monday Night Dungeon Fight because I will be representing that table.
What?
Yeah. Did I win that night? I'm going to say yes, I did. I'm going to say yes, I did. Technically, the other person who might have won that night can't appear, so they went to the second place finisher, which is me. But here's the thing. Why can't he make it? I literally assaulted him. So I get
In
to
real
go.
life,
I haven't heard
knew where he
that.
lived.
Yeah, talk to Chan and just ask him what his opinions are on tire irons.
I'll see what he thinks about it. We're all going to be at the same table on the next game. So
Oh,
that
so
should
I
be
will ask
fun.
him. Yeah,
And,
I will ask him
hey,
what he thinks about tire irons.
Ask him what his opinion is on tire irons, and if his jaw is healed, maybe he'll answer.
Yeah, as he's drinking
his-
through a
yeah,
straw.
if his
during the
jaw's
next game.
unwired.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about the fact that he would probably appear before then, and that maybe it might appear. He might fake it. Like he might fake like I haven't assaulted him. And if he does that, like that's just so him. To pretend like he hasn't been assaulted.
There's a heel. We're testing out some donations on YouTube. So
Great.
someone threw a donation to whoever you want to give it to.
Oh, let's give it to this guy right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Someone
not
that heel.
That was
dying.
Braid experimenting with
Thank you,
our.
Braid.
Thanks, Braid.
Thanks,
Picking
Braid.
needs that sweet, sweet heel.
Yeah, thank you for experimenting.
Those sweet, sweet hit points.
I love experimenting.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I'm just
Braid,
really
for
into experimental stuff, whether it's art or
Or
sex,
science.
Yeah.
or science, experimental science. Those are the only things that you can be experimental with.
Films.
Art,
Oh, that's
sex, and science.
That's art. Films are art.
Sorry.
Art and science.
Art, science, and sex.
Right.
Sex,
Yeah, that was actually the first thing I thought of, but I was like, fuck, I need to say something before that. Art.
We all knew you were gonna say that.
Also, cakes.
Well, but that's
you
art.
can experiment.
All right.
Ooh, you
we
could also
understand
experiment
that you're
with
trying
pies.
to provoke all of
Which,
us.
once again, experimenting with pies. Rhubarb pie,
Oh,
vegetable
yeah.
and pies.
Okay,
True.
so
Turns out success.
We're in the middle of a fight.
okay, we're at the top of the next round.
This episode is brought to you by Atticus Pie and Creamery.
This episode brought to you by #DarkSunTangents.
Yes, so many of
Because we
them.
cannot stay on
All
topic.
You know
the
a thing we haven't said yet?
Dark sun.
Darlings.
I was happy.
Jordan, they like to call themselves the Dark Sun Darlings.
No, we
and
call
Jordan,
chat the dark sun.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
chat.
I don't.
That's a dark side.
For a while, Tenna was insisting that we were called the Dark Sun
Yeah.
Darlings, which doesn't make any sense because
Right.
we don't know the world is called
We're
Dark
the Order
Sun.
of the Broken.
We're the Order of the Broken Halberd. Because
Halberd?
his halberd broke.
You pronounce it very-
Halberd.
Halberd.
Halberd?
It's
That sounds like
halberd.
I'm gonna make
Halberd?
a halberd sandwich.
Ooh,
Well, you
like
that
that
sounds
word.
like a
Actually,
good sandwich.
I know, I'd be into it.
Halliburton,
You guys all
so
say
don't feel bad.
golems, which is the character from Lord of the Rings. Isn't it a golem?
It is.
Ooh,
Right?
good.
Everybody says golems. now,
Yeah,
and that's
okay,
weird.
you're giving me a hard time, but I pronounce it the same way you do. Golem.
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 Golem. Golem. I don't know what the problem is. All right,
So are we beating these skeletons?
yeah, you're beating the skeleton.
Yeah.
So the skeleton, okay, but
Yeah, I think so.
the skeleton that is on Jordan just grabs a hold of you and throws you against the ground. Roll me a defy danger.
I'm using my Nerdist dice now because my
Good call.
friggin' other dice.
Oh.
Yeah, good move.
There you go.
Much
Thank
better.
you, Nerdist
So,
dice.
so you brace yourself and you roll and hit the wall, but it doesn't hurt you. All right, so who's up next?
I'm gonna heal Pitka. Here we go. Come on, 10 plus. It's a 7 plus 2 is a 9. I take -1 forward, so it's actually an 8. I'm
Okay.
going to take another -1 forward for the next one. And I'm going to give you... 6 hit points.
Oh, guys, I'm so healthy now.
Yeah, you're in great shape.
Are you
What
still
at?
under those rocks, though?
Yeah,
Still
you
under
are-
those
yeah, unfortunately,
rocks.
You're still under a pile of very heavy rocks.
They're protecting you.
Yeah, it's,
But
it's
they're
armor
like a
protection.
yeah. I feel like I should get at least +1 armor.
You
from
have
the
plus,
rock.
you have +4 armor right now. If you get out of
Well-
the rocks, then you're back to 0.
Well, I'm going to use a telekinetic strike to push the rocks toward the still standing
Okay.
skeleton.
Use one of them as a projectile.
Exactly. It's an 8.
Yeah, so you can absolutely
It
do that.
works.
Yeah, so
It's not a failure.
No.
yeah. So you use a telekinetic strike, and the rock goes flying into the rib cage of this other skeleton. Go ahead and roll your damage.
What should I roll for that? My telekinetic strike is generally a D6.
Yeah, D6, yes sir. It ignores armor, which is what makes it so good. Well,
Oh.
hey, but still 1 damage. If anybody else rolled a 1,
It would have been.
It would have been
You got
nothing.
yeah,
so
it would
it's
have been 0. So that's good, I guess. So as the rock comes off of your, you fling one of these rocks, but as the rock comes off of your arm, you notice that your arm is broken, and like just the pressure of the rock actually made it not as bad. But once the pressure of the rock is off, it actually kind of hurts more. So roll me a d6 damage for that.
Oh.
5.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Half your
yeah. Back to
Hey, would have been dead. Would have been dead.
exactly. Yeah, you're in great shape.
Guys.
We're coming up Millhouse.
This is
Everything's coming up. Nice.
this is
Everything's
nearly 2/3 more health than I had at the end of last
Yeah.
turn.
I feel like you're making progress in the correct direction.
Exactly.
Going up.
Yeah, that's what they always say. Hey, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Right.
You know?
That means you're moving net
Means
forward.
You're moving net forward.
6 steps, 6 hit points forward, 5 hit points back.
Exactly. That's a great situation to be in. Who is
Actual
next?
net forward.
Ewok's gonna shoot an arrow at that
Okay.
Yeah.
thing. 'Cause that's
And
what-
luckily, yeah, he's off of its head now, so
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
a clear shot at it.
Okay, sets 9.
Okay. So you have 6 ammo. You're going to expend one of your ammo because the arrow does lodge into it, but
Okay.
like looking at it, you know the arrow's not coming out without breaking it.
Gotcha. Then, I can't decide which one is a better.
I know.
Okay.
Oh.
Plus 3,
So 5 damage.
5 damage.
Okay.
Made the wrong choice. I know this one would have rolled better.
I don't know if they do this in your games, but there is a donation option here to force you to have new dice, and it was because of Darrel, right, that we
Yep.
started instituting that because his dice were so awful.
Yes.
But yeah, your dice aren't that bad. You need to go, and you need to go, I think.
So I will. Oh, he threw me to the ground, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna, with dwarven tenacity, leap back up and just keep on stabbing your head.
Yeah, you just
my God, I love it.
ladder up the rib cage. Well, actually, there's not really very many ribs left because of the rock that got thrown into its chest from Pitka. So you actually like
When you threw me off, I landed on the ground, just like.
yeah, and you actually you do like when you were a kid when you had to do the rope climb in gym. You do that with its spine, and you like go up its spine up using your legs to get up there, and then you just start stabbing it in the head again.
I'm pretty agile for a little. I mean, I'm not agile.
You're
Like,
not.
Not at all.
You're very tenacious though.
Right. 5, 6, 7, 8, and what is that? Strength.
Yeah, strength.
Well, I have a debility, so that's just an 8.
Okay, so you are. The skeleton actually is going to take its sword and literally just it just does this because you're right there.
You do.
So it stabs you. You're going to take a D8 damage.
Dose.
Wow.
Is that armor?
That's with armor, so
Then
you take
that's
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah. So roll your damage.
My damage is 7.
Nice.
It's a little more than dose, motherfucker.
Just a little bit.
Not quite enough to kill it though. It's just so you're like stabbing this thing. It actually does not have a head anymore. Like you finish stabbing its, you stab its head to pieces. The pieces fall, and now it's just kind of like ambling around. But
Stab the head away.
Yeah, you
Classic strategy. in
Stab
fighting.
the head away, yeah.
Yep.
Stab the head away.
Yep. Stab the head away, but unfortunately it is still moving.
Well, then I will attempt
you
to
got to
rip
stab
off the
your
spine
head
that he just
away.
climbed up.
Right? Makes sense. Makes sense.
Because I'm like, hey, he utilized that. I also should do that. So. That's a 7.
Nice, 7. See, the nice thing though, and this comes up, I don't know if this has ever come up for you, but Tenna has a fighting style where if she rolls a 6, she can still deal her damage.
Oh.
But she
Ooh.
just very rarely rolls 6s.
Yeah. But I think I have to.
You have to choose.
Yeah,
to be in
it's
that
in
stance.
the defensive stance.
Is it?
Then
No.
yeah, I get
No,
to
that's
treat a
your
6 negative
aggressive.
as.
No.
Oh, are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Oh
roll your
yeah,
damage.
I gotcha. I hear what you're saying.
Wow. Max damage.
Oh, yeah.
Ripping
Wow.
spines.
Yeah, you're ripping throats.
I'm just like.
Yeah, so this is you're if this were MacGruber, you would be an expert throat ripper.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, there's no throat in the way, so you just go straight for the spine.
That's exactly what I was planning on.
You grab the spine, rip it out, and you hold it up like Predator, and then you just do this and just shatter it, and all the different vertebrae just go flying everywhere.
Nice.
And then at that point, you like snap off a couple ribs and rip off a kneecap.
I kind of
break
am
some
just
ankles.
stomping on the
Yeah, you're
skeletons
stomping
at
on the
this
skeleton.
point,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like pummeling them into pieces.
Yeah, and you guys are like, no, they're dead. Like, you don't have to keep doing this.
Yeah,
but
I'm clearly working through some stuff right now.
Yeah, sure.
Just stomping all over him.
As that happens, I like put my armor back to it. It's like I too sometimes have a hard time deciding if things are dead or not.
yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell. So there's a door right next to you that these skeletons were guarding.
Hang on. I pick up a pebble.
Oh, I will pick up.
I do not know what you're going to do with it, but go ahead.
I will pick up a femur.
This is unexpected.
This is unexpected. You've got a femur.
I have a femur.
I throw it at the door. Bounce.
It bounces and then hits you in the head back.
Oh,
You don't know if it was
Like, that's
testing.
a trap!
what does that mean?
It
If
might,
I had
maybe
a
the door
femur-
doesn't trust you.
If I had a
Oh
femur, I'd
shit!
femur in the morning.
Oh God.
I'd femur in the evening. All over this land.
Yeah. So.
Is there like a door handle?
Yeah. This is a regular.
I take
kind of regular
an
looking door.
arrow and I step way back and I tap the door handle with it.
That's the backup thing that halflings do to test for
Yeah.
traps. If the pebble
Arrow tapping.
Because the
Yeah,
pebble
that's
hit me back in the head, which
did.
is inconclusive. Right.
Yeah,
So I
inconclusive.
start to
Yeah.
go into other
That's
experiments.
You need another
Confusing.
data set.
Honestly, that can
Yeah.
mean anything.
Yeah.
Nothing from tapping your arrow either.
Okay.
So
Looks
you,
clear.
it
And then I
looks
turn to
clear.
him and say, "Go ahead and open the door."
Yeah, you're like, I think you just don't trust anything ever.
Yeah.
So
I'm not opening it.
I open the door.
All right, Osvald. So yeah, you open the door. And thank you for the sound effect. by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
That's the sound all
That's the
doors
sound
make.
all doors
Yes.
make when you open them.
It's an epic door.
And so in this room, you see you see lines of blood all over the floor, drawn very deliberately. You see this wizard that you've been looking for, and you see Gideon laid out on a table with a knife all the way through his chest.
What?
And you see this wizard seems to be gesturing like he's casting spells.
I'm gonna scream and rush at him.
You're not gonna ask what's going on?
I will-
No!
I will follow. If he's doing that, I will
has a
follow.
knife through him.
I get it.
Gideon can't do that.
Okay, so, yeah, so you can, so you're gonna run in and attack?
I'm running in, but while I'm running
gonna
in, I project force.
while you're doing it. Okay, great. So you can actually project force as you're slicing through him with your sword. So you're still like physically attacking
Nice,
and
that's
projecting
what I'll
force.
do.
Yep.
There we go.
You get the physical brutalness of the actual attack and the project force.
Uh-oh. Plus strength. That's a
plus
7.
strength. Okay, so.
Oh, well, actually, I got a -1 from Lynn Health, so that's a
from
6.
-1 forward,
If
yeah.
I'm running in with him, can I assist on his attack?
You can give him an 8 if you want that to be your turn. You
don't need to, it's all right.
Do you have any? You don't have any bonds with Oswald right now, do you?
I have, well...
Yeah, that's what she has with you.
No.
It wouldn't be a very easy roll.
No. Okay, I don't
'cause
think
you
it'll
wouldn't be
be
able to
worth
add
it then.
anything to it.
Give me that XP!
Yeah, so you get the 1 XP, and so as you go running in, this wizard like turns around with supernatural force, just puts a hand out, and the hand is just withered and taut, leathery-looking skin. And like just as you're running in to attack, the wizard just reaches out, touches you with very little force, and you just feel lightheaded. So you're gonna take a debility to your constitution.
Sick.
There you go.
All right.
So Tenna, you're next.
Yeah.
Okay. Hack and slash.
Yeah, I'm gonna, seeing that this is it's just like a flesh and blood wizard, well, I mean, it's not a skeleton.
Not a skeleton.
So
There's skin and there's some musculature, not much.
All right, I'll still use my femur.
Okay.
I'm gonna break his leg
Going for. You seem to focus on the lower half of the body most of the time.
most of the time. I like
Well,
to
you know, it's a
bash.
strategic thing.
It is. As a fighter, I need to debilitate my enemy so that I can finish him off quickly.
Right. It's not for capturing. It's just because it makes the killing easier.
Right.
Okay.
I'm glad that everyone is on the same page as me.
All right. Let's see that hack and slash.
Must murder.
10.
10. Nice. Roll that damage.
Ooh.
But that is a total of.
Yeah.
Wait, don't I have something?
Yeah, you do.
that's
Wait,
something.
makes it
You
higher
roll,
than that.
isn't that a D12 you rolled anyway?
Yeah,
That's where she rolls for damage.
Oh.
Yeah, she rolls. She has a good damage die.
but I
Okay.
have something to the.
It makes it higher than 1.
It's like a
on this
minimum
page.
3 or something, right? Yeah. Okay. When I roll damage, my minimum result on the die is 3. So,
Okay, so you got a
actually
3.
3, and it's that's it.
Okay, so the necromancer is going to take.
Wait. Necromancer?
It's a necromancer. Takes 1 damage.
Necromancer.
Okay, so who's next?
Ewok's gonna back away out of the room and go home.
Okay,
No,
got
I'm
it.
just kidding.
I mean, that is an option.
Always
if you
an
see
option.
somebody fall in combat.
Friggin' run.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea.
Question.
Mhm.
These guys opened the door. Wizard spotted them.
Mhm.
They ran in. And
The
did
wizard
thing.
didn't seem
Well,
to
the
spot
2
anybody.
of us ran in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only so Osvald opens the door. You all kind of step in together.
Okay, we're in.
You're all in. They look over and see their friend on the side, who you have actually met as well.
Yeah.
Just knife through the chest. They see this wizard, and they just go charging in. And so at this point, it didn't look like the wizard had noticed you. But as soon as Osvald got close, the wizard just whipped around like he was completely expecting it, and then everything went to hell from there.
Okay. Well. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to shoot an arrow at him.
Okay.
I'm going to whisper to Rancor, like, go check out that dude on the table with a knife in him.
Okay.
See if he's cool. Here's
See if he's cool.
here's a health potion
Cat.
to
Yeah.
put in his mouth should things be real shitty.
Yeah.
If not real shitty, or if he's dead, give him none of my health potions.
Right, because that's
Come
just,
back.
don't want to waste
It's not waste health potion on corpses,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's going to go that way, and I'm going to circle around the opposite direction, checking out the whole area.
the whole setup. Yeah.
The whole setup.
Yeah, because you didn't really inspect the room, and justifiably so, just attacked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um,
So first, so you've got a good if-then setup for Rancor. So Rancor runs over there. You see Rancor run over with the healing potion, kind of run around, sniff around, look, and then just run back to you with the healing potion full.
Gotcha.
That's that. But it's okay because this guy's a bad guy, so he's justified in doing it. In murdering Gideon. Right?
Okay, so Gideon's a bad guy?
No, I'm saying the necromancer's a bad guy. So I'm just saying, like, so bad guys kill things, right? That's no big deal.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Bad guys kill people.
Oh.
Okay.
And
How anticlimactic.
yep, that's all.
And he's dead at the end. Thanks for tuning in this week.
So yeah, Rancor runs back to you, so as you start surveying the area, one of the things that kind of one of the distracting smells that you had come across, and you realize now that somehow you don't know if this is something the necromancer has done, but you don't think so because you've worked with Gideon, the one who's on the table. You've
Right.
worked with Gideon in the past before.
I know his smell.
He has a very unusual smell, smelling of explosives all the time. And now, as you got
gunpowder.
into the room, you smell all these explosives and everything. And it looks like there's been explosives set up in strategic points in this room, in very key points.
Does that look like Gideon
Like Gideon's
would have
work.
done that?
Yeah, like Gideon would have done that probably.
Okay.
Gideon has set up explosives in here, and he's dead.
That's okay.
No.
I don't know what that meant.
No, I don't either.
No one does.
Yeah, it was just a very dramatic upsettedness.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
If he set these up, I think we should detonate them, Osvald. You know
We
Gideon
have
doesn't
to.
make bombs without
Yeah.
intending to use them.
We have
That's
to.
a
It's at
very
least.
good
Doesn't
point.
sound like we'd be walking out of that particularly easily.
Well, Gideon usually manages to find some kind of way to get out of the way of his own bomb.
Now I am definitely
Does
backing
he?
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
I said usually.
So you so you see Ewok very tentatively stepping back away from all of these explosives.
I get it.
I'm just like, how do we know these were set up by your friend instead of being set up by this sorcerer after?
Does
by
he have some
Gideon
sort
after?
of telltale, the way he does the wires or something
Yeah,
like that is
yeah,
like
and
very
actually-
Gideon.
Well,
and
I feel like
here's
it'd be
the
fair
thing,
to say that
you wouldn't have-
a regular person would not be able to just
To
take my
know how
bombs
to
and set
do
them
it.
off.
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
No one knows how to do this.
No.
Also, as you think back, now there were, at the time you didn't notice them, but there were actually explosives trailing you the whole way in as well. There had been a bunch set up, he was either as he was being dragged, would set up one over here or set up one over there or something like that. So as you think back, you're like, oh yeah, I think there were explosives all over the place on
Oh.
the way in.
Does it look like they're all connected to each other?
So
Or, like,
I would say,
They're all
as the
individual.
creator of Gideon, that if I did go underground, I would rig everything to blow up
That sounds
in a
right.
worst case scenario.
Sounds right.
Yeah, just the whole infrastructure under the city.
Yep.
No.
Sure.
Just this section.
Obviously, Sean's running things now.
But
But
that's what
I
Gideon would.
think.
That's what Gideon would do, and
Yes.
and so why would Gideon do otherwise?
Right.
If that's what Gideon.
I guess
would
the
do.
question really is the person dragging him down giving him the chance to really wire these things, or is he doing it against their will? and
Gideon
having to,
finds a way.
Yeah.
It's like Jurassic Park.
Exactly like Jurassic Park, actually.
Explosive slime.
okay,
Explosives
so
Just
find
like
a way.
Oswald waving his flare at the end of the hallway, trying to
this
get the
necromancer or whatever,
skeleton's
because you're a
attention.
pretty.
Yeah.
You're not a
Not
super
super-
social person, but you notice you kind of pay attention to things, and this necromancer doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to these explosives that exist. I mean, he may not
Right.
even know they're there.
He might not know they're there, or he might have been working in cahoots with Gideon.
But
Gideon wouldn't do that. Gideon wouldn't work with a magic user. I know Gideon.
She's super convinced.
You won me over.
Yeah, that's a very strong point.
I mean,
So I've still got my turn to do.
I
This
do as
time,
well.
I think.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to turn towards the spirit who's been like dragging his enormous sword and like with his spell book and stuff with us the whole way, and I'm just like, Spirit, you are contracted to me. Now is time for you to fulfill the promise you have made. And I point at the sorcerer, the wizard who's in the whole thing, and it's like, destroy that.
The spirit looks at you and says, "If I do this for you, then I am free."
I look around to make sure no one else can see the thing.
No one else has been ever looking at this thing. Like they haven't even like really thought of it or mentioned it since you left that room.
You've had a couple side
I
side
cut my
comments to
hand
him
with
that
my
were
knife
just
and I'm like, the pact is made.
Okay.
So we just see you cut your hand and say the pact is made, and we're
Which
like,
doesn't like
oh.
that off the wall for
yeah, it's like
No, but we're just like something just happened.
Yeah, that just doesn't happen out of nowhere.
Well, with him.
That's true. So it's going to. I mean, it's going to do something amazing regardless. But I'm going to have you roll a charisma check for me.
Okay. Not a great one. 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
So it's success. But
Yeah. No. Exactly. So it goes. This wasn't really. I mean, I wasn't planning on using like the standard success ratio for
Sure.
this. It was just the higher the better. So like middling. But so it goes. You see it go rushing in with its sword. And you can tell that this necromancer also has like a separate spiritual entity to it. So it has this like physical being that exists in the world.
And then it also
and
has
it
like
also
a
has this
spiritual thing tethered to it somehow.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe through a result of whatever it is that's happening in this room. But you see your champion goes running in and just cleaves the spirit in half, just in one hit. The necromancer doesn't even seem totally aware that this has happened yet, though. Like the necromancer doesn't seem worried, isn't affected by this at all.
I feel like if my character had like a spirit attached to me, I would know automatically what's
You would
happening
wanna
to it.
know that?
But he
Yeah.
probably would just like did some spell and was like, haha, when I need to call upon this spirit, I'll have it
Yeah.
ready.
Or it's like new to him. He just doesn't know the feel of it yet.
Right.
So he's just not sure. But yeah, so this spiritual tether has been severed.
Okay.
Does anything change with Gideon when that happens?
No, you don't see any change with Gideon at that point.
Okay.
So
Kitka.
I'm gonna rush in and use my last expanded consciousness hold to try to overload the necromancer with thoughts, make a
Okay.
telepathic connection,
Okay.
and just be like, here's too much information for you to process.
Okay, so just all of your craziness.
Yes.
I mean, all of Scott's craziness.
All of
Scott's-
my
yeah,
my
of course.
personal
Yeah,
craziness.
Of course.
That is a 10.
Okay. So that absolutely stuns the necromancer. The necromancer is just like overwhelmed by all of the insanity that you're feeding this thing. Like, hey, did you know about this YouTube conspiracy? What about this one? And what about this one?
Jet fuel can steel beams!
Yeah, and they're like, oh god, I've heard that one, but somehow it's just too much. Yeah, so you actually stun the necromancer with that. So we'll go back up to the top of the round. The necromancer is stunned, so it doesn't do anything just yet. Zenar heals Jordan for 3 and all other characters for 1.
all right.
Thank you.
Zenar, that is a tremendous donation.
That is
Yeah, thank
fantastic.
Yes,
you.
thank
We
you.
really appreciate that. They're going to need it because this is a boss.
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
Like in game terms, this is a
This
boss.
is full-on boss.
Yeah, this is serious business. That other fight was just like for nothing. It was like
Right.
a throwaway
What?
fight. This is a real fight. So
Well, let's hope this
yeah.
goes
Here's the thing about Dark Sun. Brutal. Really tough world to live in. People don't make it very long in this world. So you guys will be fine though, I'm sure.
Cool.
I feel that.
So actually, while he's stunned, I'm gonna drink my potion.
Yeah, I get it. Try and go for the long haul.
I'm going to throw my bone down, unsheath my sword, and
Oh,
I'm
shit.
going to attack the necromancer.
This is real now.
That's real. Shit is happening. maybe. 8.
8. So the necromancer, there's a brief, as you hit the necromancer, there's kind of a brief feedback in your mind where you actually get visions of whatever your greatest fears are, whatever your character would be absolutely most afraid of, you just experience those visions for a moment, and they seem 100% real to you in that moment. So you're going to take a wisdom debility.
Okay.
I'm feeling confused.
Yes.
All right, damage.
Damage.
Wow. Yes, yes, yes.
And that's +1 piercing, so.
Plus 1
D12.
piercing.
Paid off.
Okay, so all of a sudden the necromancer went from barely being injured at all to badly injured in one hit. That was a hell of a hit. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, the +1 piercing helps too.
So I have a bond that Gideon helped me make important contacts, and I owe them. And I would say this partying group
Is it your contact?
is my contacts, because after finding out that like my old master was so horrible, I was sort of left adrift.
Yeah, you had nowhere else to go.
I had nowhere else to go, and yeah, I'm gonna say that's the bond that I have with Gideon, and I'm invoking that right now, that I owe him. So I'm refusing to accept the fact that Gideon is dead on this table, and I will murder the shit out of this necromancer.
And maybe if the necromancer dies, then
then I
Gideon-
can save him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So I will be putting myself in additional danger for that, like
For that.
under that bond. If
Got
that
it.
makes sense.
It does make sense. I will take advantage of that.
Okay.
Cool.
Who's next?
I have a question.
Okay.
She's now in melee with the necromancer.
Correct.
So if I shoot an arrow, I can hit her.
I mean, roll good. Basically,
Okay.
the situation is if you roll poorly, most of the time I'm going to make you reposition yourself to...
Okay.
Unless you roll like 2 1s.
What I would actually like to do is I would like to spout some lore about those spiders,
Okay.
which is that they have a long memory, and that they have been hunting us because they're waiting for their treat, and that they're outside the door.
Okay, great. Roll. Yeah, spout lore.
Because
Like,
they're
they just-
familiar
Say,
prey.
spiders never forget.
Yeah.
That's
They're
a
like, wait,
common
did they
phrase.
just ditch us for lunch?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I get a
That's intelligence.
no.
Is the,
I
wait, spout
get-
lore, right?
I get to use wisdom instead of intelligence.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, because it's
Says-
animals, right? Cool.
So
Yeah.
+2 to that.
Okay.
Makes it
So
a
yeah,
99.
the spiders. So one of the spiders
Okay.
followed behind. The other 2 were like, with all 8 of their legs, they're like,
Yeah, a
we're
whole bunch
done.
of like,
No.
So did you see the shit those
Definitely.
people were doing?
That is
Those
not
people,
normal.
It was seriously
Not
one.
normal.
They were like, do you see what that one person, that one individual was doing? The rest seemed okay, but that one was crazy.
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah, but the one was like, but I still think tasty. So like, it was
He's
definitely.
hungry
You
now.
actually look back and kind of noticed it a couple times as
Yeah.
it was following you, and then now you
It's
actually.
trying to be all sneaky, but it's really not, because it's a giant spider.
Yeah,
giant
and the spider actually now runs into the room because it smells blood.
Yeah.
Particularly the necromancer, because it's the most. I'm pretty sure it's the most badly injured thing in the room.
I'm pretty badly injured.
But I think more than you technically.
6 out of 19.
6 out of 19. Actually, you're a little more bad. But you know what? It just decides to attack the necromancer. And the necromancer, roll damage for me. Roll a d6.
A D6.
You've got like a broken arm and stuff. He's got like
Nice.
open wounds.
Yeah. No,
It's different.
Listen.
Yours is internal bleeding. His
Yeah,
is
exactly.
external
Like,
bleeding.
you're like, oh, this will be easy because I can just start on the blood on the outside and then move to the blood on the inside.
Blood on the inside is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
that it's
This
spreading
thing, yeah.
throughout your inside.
Yeah. Oh, from a danger standpoint, you are in a lot of danger. But the spider's like, oh, but this is already like on a platter for me. I can just
Yeah.
run right up and
This is
Yeah,
just.
lap it
This
up.
is like rare beef.
it's exactly like a
Right.
rare steak. You can just suck on that
Well,
blood.
this necromancer hasn't really been
That's
walking
your
around.
favorite
He's
thing to do.
tender. He's like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
He's all nice and already like decomposed a little.
Yeah.
That's how spiders like it.
Well, that taut leathery skin
Lore
is
that
almost
spiders
like,
prefer undead necromancer.
I mean, his like taut leathery skin is almost like the plastic wrap that you see on the meat.
Oh, I
at,
was
like,
gonna
the
say
store.
beef jerky. Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
that
just
too. Yeah, beef
chewy,
jerky. It's
chewy goodness.
It's a nice snack.
Yum,
delicious,
yum.
delicious necromancer.
All right, so that's why the spider
hungry.
decided to attack the necromancer. That was you. Pithka still needs to go, I think, or
And Oswald needs to.
No,
Oswald.
Oh, you.
I need to go
That's
to
right.
the
That's
quaffed
right.
his healing potion.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, you had your spirit attack.
But I thought that was what I did at the first turn.
I thought
The
so
first
too.
turn.
Okay,
Actually,
then
'cause I
go
didn't have
ahead.
Anything else? Okay, I'm going to call on more spirits, and I'm going to try and use help from beyond, which I get at a -1 from now. But I'll just kind of, in general, call upon the spirits around me, and again get that.
Oh, this worked
Speaking
so well
the language
last
of the
time.
spirits.
Yeah.
I was specifically going for the spirits of champions last time. So
Yeah, I mean, it technically did work well.
7, 8, 9.
It was just a bad goal.
Yeah.
So that's a 9.
Yeah. So what does it say this does exactly?
So,
I'm not really
okay.
experienced with this move.
When you take a few moments to draw upon the power of the spirit world for aid against your foe, take 2 damage, ignoring armor, and roll plus charisma. So I will take the 2 damage. Boom. And roll plus charisma. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 and 9, hold 2. On a miss, hold 1 anyway, but the dead are angry. So that's kind of what we did
Yeah.
last time, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
So you hold 2 on this roll.
So I get a hold 2, and then I can use the holds to fill one creature with supernatural sense of dread, making them cower or flinch for a few instants. Blind, deafen, or strike one creature mute for a few moments, or fill one creature with unearthly lassitude, causing them to stumble or drop what they're carrying.
Okay. Do you want to spend hold?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 1 hold to what is the is he like? What does he have on him right now? The necromancer.
The necromancer has a. I'm going to finish this move and then I'm going to use that, Sax. Thank you. The necromancer is holding a quarterstaff in one hand, has a spell book on its side, just like on a belt, and then the other hand is free.
Okay, I'm going to, in that case, I'm going to fill him with unearthly lassitude and cause him to stumble and drop his staff if I can. So basically, like, spirits, I yell to the, I say to the spirits, like, spirits, go to this one who would bind you against your will and tear him up. Because my relationship with the spirits is more of like I call on them for help and I work with them.
Yeah.
Like we make agreements, we have pacts.
You actually see spirits come streaming into the room that they look almost like zombies. They're like running around, or like ghouls. They're like crawling around the floor on all fours, and they just go racing towards him. And you can see him. It looks like none of the rest of you see this, but you see, he's reacting as if he's being torn apart by these things, bitten by these things. You see physical wounds showing up on this guy, and you see chunks of him like get torn off as if like being bit and the chunks are being torn off, but you don't see what's doing it. You just see him chanting and then chunks of flesh being torn off of this necromancer.
This is terrifying.
This
Real
is
weird.
not normal.
Don't mess with the fucking spirits.
And at that, Zenar, who's been very active today, thank you, Zenar,
Thank
triggers
you.
Pitka's ego whip.
Ooh.
And then Pitka heals for 2,
Yeah.
and everybody else heals 1.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to use that ego whip straight out the gate.
Yeah.
Straight out the gate.
Can I have a D4, please?
There you go. All right.
Nice.
Oh man.
3.
And that's 3 free damage because it bypasses armor. Thank you so much for the ego whip donation because that actually kills the necromancer.
Oh.
Now that we noticed that Gideon had like trapped the entire place, we kind of know what the bomb could have done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have bombs just going off randomly throughout the dungeon.
Yeah.
But that's fine too. So you see Gideon on the table. The necromancer is laying dead on the ground. The spirits leave. and then the champion spirit just nods to you, and then
Heads off to kill all
dissipation
your
flies
people.
up into the ground.
I make a mental note like I'm gonna have to go deal with that.
Like maybe that's the next task.
That's like pretty much definitely gonna be a personal mission from now on.
And as a half dwarf, I'm like, really, you need to go deal with that.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
You don't know what
genocided.
happened there.
Yeah, that's
so.
the problem. Is it was all very
I guess
much
that's
like
true.
just something that you know about and nobody else is quite
Yeah.
tuned in on. So yeah, in fact they didn't even they only heard half the conversation. So yeah, that's what you see. Dead
Spider
necromancer.
gets the dead necromancer's
and
body.
the spider just goes to town.
He just slowly drags him to the
Exactly.
corner
Yeah,
of the room.
the spider is dragging it. Actually,
Sweet necro jerky.
exactly. Yeah, it drags it to the corner and just starts sucking away on that necromancer.
Teriyaki style necromancer.
Yep.
I run to Gideon.
You run to Gideon.
I'm gonna shake him a bit.
You shake Gideon.
Got a knife in him.
Don't pull out the knife. There's
Nothing.
one thing I've learned from battle. It's that
Don't remove
pulling
it.
impaled objects is literally the
Is
worst
he
thing
gone?
you can do.
So on this stone table, you see channels. And as he was stabbed, all the blood went into these channels, which filled up containers on the sides. And then those containers were used to paint all these bloody runes all over the room.
Oh, that's fucked up.
You actually hear a whisper from Kiganis, and it says Kiganis is the death god
Right.
of Athos, which no one believes in.
The
by
death
the
god
way.
of Twitch chat.
The death god of Twitch chat and of Athos. And by the way, no one really believes that Kiganis exists. Also, people don't really believe spirits exist either.
Yeah, but they do.
Yeah, but well, people.
I see them.
When
I
people
believe
die,
it.
they just go. They're just gone forever. That's what people believe for the most part. The idea of religion or life after death doesn't exist much on Athos. They're a very grim lot of people.
And just to me, I'm just like, you people are fucking idiots.
Yeah, these are the people who are like, no, racism's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. And you're like, but I've seen it. Like, no,
I've seen
No,
the ghost of
you saw
racism.
something else.
right. I've seen the ghost of racism. It's real. Yeah. So anyway, maybe not the best analogy, but anyway,
Sure.
me
in the
making
same vein.
me making analogies not good.
Dangerous.
Don't
you're
allow
not in-
Shawn to make
He's
analogies.
not an English major.
I'm not an English major, so
He's not even an English minor.
I'm not, guys. I'm not even an English speaker, really.
He's not
I
even
mean,
English.
Wow,
He's not
you're
English.
doing really well.
Yeah,
not even
if
English.
you think about all the dumb things I say, the way my words are put together, I'm not a great English speaker. But, so yeah, so Kiganis whispers to you and says that this one can come back.
I'm just like, it is not the end for this one. And I basically just say, like, we need to examine what has been done to him.
Okay.
Okay.
How do we do that? What do we need to do?
Kiganis tells you that some sacrifice must be made, some equal sacrifice, but this one can come back. It's extremely important that this one comes back.
I
Well-
relay what I have heard to everybody as it's said, so.
Well, the spider.
I
Okay, what
believe
what-
I've been carrying this sword, and I believe that if Gideon is meant to come back, he may be the one to bear it. Perhaps I'm meant to deliver this to him.
What's the deal with the sword again? Is that something you got?
It was in that
that
Yeah, it was
caravan.
it was a magical sword which has a bond with a demon essentially, but it can be restored to a. But it's not actually. It's a good sword, but a demon was like, "Hey, I'll restore it to its former like glory if you do me a solid." That's the history behind it.
'Kay.
They never interacted with the demon.
Got it.
We have to save Gideon.
Your position on this is clear, Darrel.
I think we hear you. We're all on the same page.
I fear that if we do not give a life, then we will not be able to return a life.
What about that giant spider?
Does the necromancer not count?
The necromancer doesn't count, but you know that technically, I mean, any human soul can count. You could find somebody up on the streets of Tyr even.
Those humans are not.
Does it have to be
equal.
a soul or just like a certain
Gideon.
amount of?
It has to be a like, no. It is not going to work to take a creature and try and kill it on the thing. It needs to be something that has a soul that is
So it's the soul,
live.
not just
Like
the
a-
blood.
Yes, it must be a demi-human soul.
Like what about a Thor queen? Crean.
Do Thor queens have
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yes,
could use
they
a
do.
Thorcreen.
If you wish to find a creature like that and sacrifice it to bring your friend back, then that is an option.
We kill plenty of Thorcreens.
Does it
That's
have
what
to
we
happen
do.
at this table right now?
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, you have, okay, so you know that you have a finite amount of time. You can go and find somebody up in the city, maybe.
So, okay.
But you don't have
I'll do it.
Because, wait. Because I know this is important.
Yeah.
I don't fear death. I of everyone, know there is an afterlife. So, Gerald
guys.
Johnson, he's basically going to be like,
I'm just gonna throw this out. 4 souls must be more powerful than 1.
I've always wanted to be part of a suicide pact.
Wait,
No!
I have lived.
That is
I have
not
lived
what-
with the dead ever since I was a child. I don't fear death. I've never understood why everyone fears death. But if I give myself up for this, then you must promise that eventually you will finish something that I very much regret. I have recently set upon the world.
What?
What have you done?
What?
All right, you have to promise not to be judgy about this. I might have set a genocidal demon free on the world.
Just 1?
But
You said a
all right,
genocide.
the others,
Just
I
1.
don't know if the others were particularly genocidal.
Wait, there were others also? So there's one for sure that's genocidal, and then like some others that you ain't sure
Spirits
about.
get free all the time, okay? I know, I'm a shaman. They're all over the place. Spirits get free. But one I specifically set free and might have like given permission to go out into the world.
Wait, permission for.
Not permission, it was a deal, okay?
Okay, what deal did you make with him?
All right, remember how easy it was to kill that necromancer?
Right.
Could have been a lot harder.
It coulda.
All right?
Uh-huh.
It could have been much. I'm not saying this as a, oh, it might have been. It would have been.
Yeah. So what did you do?
I severed it from a crazy spirit thing, but I might have let an ancient sorcerer warrior free to try and kill all the dwarven people.
Oh God.
I'm just saying, if I give my life up here, you've got to try and stop that
What?
eventually.
Well, okay.
So, just gonna throw this out. 4 souls definitely more powerful than 1.
I'm telling you that I don't think this is a you get change back sort of transaction.
I think he deserves it because of what he's done.
Look, I know, when you hear the whisperings of a god, okay, fuck you. I had to do what I had to do. Okay?
I mean, the goal was to keep those things contained in the first place.
No, it wasn't. The goal was to find your friend. You can't make up side goals and act like everybody knew you.
That was the B plot the whole time.
All right, I don't like keeping spirits contained, okay? It's unethical.
It's not like they're in a zoo.
I'm part of Pets People for the Ethical Treatment of Spirits.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And I don't like chaining them up in mausoleums. It's
Honestly,
not cool, all right?
As a former slave, that's fair.
Sure. Look, I'm willing to give myself up here because we don't have much time, and I have heard the whisperings of a god that this one needs to come back.
Pitka and I also simultaneously volunteered to kill ourselves.
Like I said, the more spirits, the more powerful the magic.
Look, I'm not gonna stop you from killing yourselves if you guys are into that jam, but I think it will be more useful if just one of us does.
Okay. Are you ready to die?
I've been ready to die ever since I was a child.
This is like, is there a way we have to do this?
Yeah, it was
Wait, I hand my, because I
want
feel,
to-
because I know that Osvald has the spiritual connection.
I also want to discern realities about the ceremony that happened, just to make sure that we can do it in reverse.
We don't kill him for nothing.
Just murder him for no reason.
And that's an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that, you think that literally just, because it's clearly this is a divine request. So as long as, really the intent is what matters. So the intent of whoever does the slaying here,
That's why, to me, it's like if we just find a stranger and kill them,
It might not work. Yeah,
it
that's
might
true.
not work. I mean, maybe it will, but like that's sort of like, we don't give a shit about this bystander.
Yeah.
We're psychos.
Yeah, that's real.
Right.
Yeah, that's a real murdery.
Which
not
is why I
murdery.
think both Tenna and Pitka volunteered.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both knew that wouldn't be good enough. They didn't want to kill an innocent. So you raise your halberd.
Yeah, and I say,
Wait, I go, no, we must do this properly. And I hand you my like ceremonial knife
okay.
that I've got. And I'm just like, you feel the connection with the spirits. I trust you.
I concentrate for a moment, trying to feel the spirits.
You hear in your head, you hear like, yeah, we can do this.
And I say,
Do we need to take the sword out of him?
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, he might be more.
He
He
is
might be
fully impaled.
He might be more powerful if he can
He just
survive
rises up.
impaled.
Let's take the dagger out of Gideon, and
Yeah.
then I'll hand
Okay.
that to you. And
okay,
it's like,
cool.
Okay, all right. So you've got the dagger in your hand.
I do
in your
not
head,
fear death.
in your head, you hear what may be the voice of your ancestors. That sound exactly like your voice.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying like, yeah, we can do this.
Oh my god.
And I say, we must save Gideon, and I stab you.
Oh God, if you fail this,
I'm not like fighting back. So.
It's is it strength?
Sure, strength. Yeah.
That's an 8.
Okay. So yeah, you plunge this dagger right into the heart of.
And I take off my
Your armor,
ceremonial
yeah.
armor.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're like clang.
playing.
Yeah. So the armor off. You just do one quick stab, and he falls backwards onto the table. You sit for a brief moment, and then fall to the ground dead. And you awake a moment later, stand up, and you feel exactly the same as before. No changes, near as you can tell. You feel exactly the same. I mean, you remember getting stabbed by Osvald, but now you see Osvald and, the others standing there just like you did before.
Wait, what happened?
You don't see anybody. You don't see him standing.
Oh, okay.
You just see the body.
I go, well, it doesn't seem like it worked. All right, let's give it another try, right? Does anyone
Nobody
respond?
responds. Nobody responds.
Oh, actually, this makes sense.
I get it.
Do I see my body?
Yeah, you see
Like
your
sit on
body
the
on
ground?
the ground. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think Grald is going to basically see if he can see where the spirit that he released earlier
You can
went.
actually, well, you can't see that, but you can see the spirit actually rising away from Gideon. You actually see Gideon's spirit rising out of the body, essentially trying to float away.
I call to it, and I'm just like, come back, your time here is not done.
It doesn't it's very clearly hazy and can't even speak, but it just starts swimming back towards the the body.
I'm gonna fly up to it and grab it and just be like,
You are more you have been given a second chance. Do not waste it.
and then lead
just
it back
shove
down
it, yeah,
to the
you
body.
just shove it back down into the body, and you guys see Gideon just stand up, sit up, and just cough blood, but Gideon appears to be alive. now all of a
I
sudden.
hug Gideon.
You want to give him some help?
And wait, Grald,
Healing?
the
Maybe.
spirit of Grald then decides
I'm
to
fine.
head off and try and chase down the spirit that it released upon the world. With a final message, it turns to Osvald and is like,
Perhaps one day I will lend you aid.
Do I hear this?
You hear perhaps aid.
and because he responded, oh, I'm like, all right.
Not complete bullshit.
And then Grald leaves to try and chase down the ancient dwarf-killing demon that he might have released
Yeah,
upon the world.
and oh boy, that's gonna be well.
That's an adventure for another day.
A series of adventures
Yeah.
for another season. Yeah, that'll be interesting actually to see all the return to champions back on Athos. I don't know if there's any. There's a whole timeline of disgustingness with those champions, so it's exciting that they're back in the world.
Yay! That could be
Yeah.
fun.
We all know how disgusting Shawn loves to make his villains.
Yeah, I think my villains are just listen. bad guys kill people. It's like I said before, you can't be upset at a bad guy for killing Gideon, because it's like that's what they
That's
do.
his job, basically.
That's his whole job, you know.
Our
So
job
it's
is to
like-
try and kill them back.
Exactly. So it's all, that's what, you just have to view things through, ethically, there is no such thing. You know, be a nihilist. You know, just realize that all actions are equal morally, and that you don't have the right to judge any of it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to wrap up for today. Does anybody have any bonds they want to resolve? I know you want to
Yeah.
resolve one.
Yep, I gotta
The,
resolve. Gideon helped me make important contacts, and I owe them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to have you assign your other 2 bonds. Do you have anybody you want to assign those to, just like the one that you did?
I have guided somebody before, and they owe me for it. And
So these would have been things that happened before today.
okay.
And am I going to sign
And
any
keep
of
in
my
mind, so the
bonds?
way Dungeon World works is don't
Probably
worry
not.
about stepping on other people's toes with this.
Okay.
Because their job is to, I mean, it's like
Make
improv,
it
right?
work.
I mean, you're gifting them with something. So they
Okay.
have to make it work.
Oswald doesn't understand life in the wild, so I will teach him.
Ooh, I like that.
That's good. Oswald will be down with
I
that.
was
too.
also
That makes sense for
interested
him.
when you were talking to that spider rat saying things. but-
Yeah, like, oh man.
I wish I
shows
could
how to
talk
with spiders.
yeah, I wish I could.
Oswald wants to improve himself in a lot of ways.
yeah.
He's just very self-actualized.
That's
Yeah.
true, yeah.
Wants to be well-rounded.
Okay. What about your other one?
I have guided, I guess, the blind dude,
Pitka.
Pitka,
Pitka.
and they owe me for it.
Yeah, maybe way back when you're the one that introduced Pitka to the group. Like, look at this one I found out in the wastes.
Sure, you did used to live as a hermit out in the
It's
wilderness.
absolutely true.
Maybe she could have helped Pitka when he was still like developing his like ability to psionically see everything.
Oh, to see the future perfectly.
Every
like
time.
he did
Perfectly,
earlier.
and-
but I'm saying like while he was
And
just
without
regular
error.
blind.
Yeah, without error,
Yeah,
just like he did
needed
earlier
for
today.
realsies.
Oh, by the way, mark XP for that.
Oh, good.
So I would say he's a hermit. He's learning to see things psionically. I find him. I bring him some animals to make him
Yeah.
stay alive.
Yeah.
And like he tries to like walk into some ditches sometimes.
You're like,
and
nope,
off cliffs,
there's
and I'm
a
like,
ditch
no,
there.
no, no,
Nope.
Just push him out of the way.
Yeah, so for those of you who are interested, Pitka did not tell the future perfectly this time.
What a surprise.
What a big surprise. Yeah, his vision did not turn out to be true. It was something a little different.
A little bit.
Actually, considerably different. Instead of empowering Gideon with magic, he was just stabbed on a table. So,
You know, close.
But
Yeah, hearing
There
that, I
was
was
a
like, man,
ritual.
they're gonna like turn Gideon into a fucking like golem
Yeah,
thing.
well, there was like, as I was describing it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cooler actually than what I had planned. But I was like, I got to give him something that's definitely not true, so it'll be this. But yeah, I like how I really like that ability, and I like that you guys have to like cover up your eyes to not know if it's true or not,
so
because then
fun.
it's
Pretty
like,
fun.
Very
that-
so fun.
yeah, it's actually really cool. It's like, oh, so this
This
really,
is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what's happening today.
Well, I like that.
You don't know.
I really like the idea of like describing something very like, very specifically, like here's what it is, and this could just be true. Like you could be looking at the end of the adventure and like that's 100%.
Well, and
it.
that's what happened the first time we used it.
Yeah, the
So-
first time you nailed it, and I described it, and I was like, well, they still don't know if it's true though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it is kind of cool though.
It is.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to resolve an alignment, they can resolve an alignment as well. Anybody want to try and do that? So the way you resolve things in this, Teline, is if you can resolve a bond, and to resolve it means this thing no longer informs how I play the character, or I've explored this to the extent that I want to with the character. So probably you're going to want to hold on to your bonds for for next time or the time after that or whatever. But you can very easily resolve your alignments, which everybody has different alignments. Chaotic, good, whatever, blah blah blah.
Well, my neutral is to help an animal or spirit of the wild, and I got that spider and
Oh,
dinner.
yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely. So check that one off, and then mark
Mark
1
XP.
XP for yourself up in your XP box.
So, question.
I'm gonna let
about
this character
Rage Brawl.
continue to exist. So yes, let's
Okay,
let's do some shit.
Yeah, even though he's dead, I still feel like if any character can matter when dead, this is probably a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like neutral, give the dead their last rites definitely happened.
100%. Check that off. Yeah. Give yourself an XP for that.
Yeah, and then my others are. Why do I have lawful and chaotic as options there? Just because I could.
I think it's just balance.
That makes sense.
Why do you have to be one thing or another?
That's what actually kind of what I like about doing the alignments this way. Is because in D&D I don't like picking alignments so much because it's like, well, characters are not defined by alignment. They're fluid, exactly. You know, so it doesn't make sense to define them that way. Whereas this is like, well, you get to explore the whole range of kind of what this class is supposed to be.
Well, and okay, so I think that this one should fit too, because even though I already did neutral, I also feel like lawful, endanger yourself to please your ancestors, fits because I sacrificed my life to like.
You did that, and then you did the exact opposite.
Yeah,
of
I
that.
also did the opposite.
Yeah,
but-
what's chaotic?
Well, chaotic is convince others to break with tradition, which I didn't.
Well, you
particularly do.
usually don't murder our
Yeah, we usually don't murder somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Would
say
you call that a
group
tradition?
members.
I'm gonna.
I would say
Tradition
Traditionally
of not
speaking, we don't
murdering.
murder our campaign members.
I'm gonna say we're gonna with all the craziness that you did today, we're gonna call it a wash on alignments for the day.
Let's go with neutral.
You just neutral, and we're good.
Neutral's
good
good.
for the alignments for you today.
Yeah.
You just had a
does
Should I
anybody
fill out
little
bonds?
sprinkle of everything.
heal 1 for Tenna from Farquaad? Thank you, Farquaad, for healing Tenna.
Thanks, Bogwad.
Thank you.
Farquaad, you're amazing. You've been with us for so long.
I know.
we
Go on,
appreciate
Farquaad.
you.
Does
Should I-
anybody have enough XP to level?
Should I fill out
How
your
much
bonds?
does that take?
Yes, definitely fill out
It would
bonds.
take
Okay.
So it's
4
your
plus
it's
7?
your current level plus 7 is how much you need.
Oh.
All right. I've thought about these already, so I'll just say them. One of Tenna's ancestors knows one of mine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Ooh.
Somewhere.
I
in the
mean,
dwarf
she is a
lineage.
Yeah, in the
mule.
dwarf lineage.
Yeah.
The spirits have told me to be wary of Osvald, but refuse to tell me why.
Spirits are worried about
Because he lies about speaking
About
to spirits.
speaking
I think
As
that
far as-
might be it. I think that you don't have the connection you think you do, but you're very enthusiastic about it, and you're like using it and you're.
Well, it's also, I'm not technically lying because I believe it.
That's
sure.
true.
Yeah,
you're not
so-
lying, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll say Ewok is young and foolish, and I will show them the wisdom of the ancients is worth.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay. So that's that. As long as nobody has enough to level, then let's finish it up. You
Can we get
follow
3 just for the session?
Yeah, just take 3. 3 more XP. Sorry.
Everybody?
Everybody gets 3.
Yeah.
I usually give 2 or 3, just kind of as a base for each session, because it's always good to get a little bit on top of
Yeah.
the other stuff. So thanks for tuning in, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at Mrs. Hungraham. And that's, yeah, I mean, I do live comedy in LA, but if you don't live in LA, it doesn't matter. And honestly, I don't care. So, Kelsey.
Guys, follow me on Twitter at Kelsey Kelsum. Thanks.
Counting down the top tweets.
Yeah. So good at tweeting.
Follow me on Twitter at Darrel Haynes, on Instagram at Darrel Lee Haynes.
And you do Twitch.
And I do Twitch Mondays and Fridays, 3 to 5 Pacific Standard Time.
What are you playing
Inner
this week?
Gamer Cast. I've been playing Overwatch actually because it's gone into season 2.
Yeah.
But nobody watches me play Overwatch, so I might go back to Paragon too.
Oh,
'cause
you get better
people
viewers to
watch.
Paragon?
Yeah, more people watch if I play Paragon because I think Overwatch is so popular.
Well,
So many,
Yeah.
so many
Everybody's
people.
doing it.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
It's
just
also
so hot right
MOBAs.
now.
It's so hot right now. MOBAs are also just very popular.
Yeah,
it's
that
just a popular
too.
game to watch.
And I'm on a sketch and improv team at the Nerdist. My improv team is Corvair. My sketch team is the Burbs. We have a show next Saturday at 8 o'clock in Los Angeles at the Nerdist School stage by Meltdown Comics.
Yeah, if you're in LA, I think just a general no matter who the cast is on the show here, there's always going to be at least one person who does Nerdist comedy.
Yeah.
So basically just Friday through Sunday nights over.
Show up.
Yeah, just there's stuff
there,
going on over there.
right?
It's a new comedy school / theater, and there's a lot of stuff going on over by Meltdown / Nerdist.
It's pretty fun.
Hi, Teline.
Hey, follow me on Twitter on Teline Made This. I tell funny jokes. I have been making an effort to tell a funny joke every day on Twitter.
It
Nice.
is.
Most of the funny jokes are my dog abusing me.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Our pets.
Yeah.
I like. It is actually like genuinely difficult to just like sit down and have 1 or 2 good tweets a day. Like that is. I mean, it is a form of joke writing that I am too lazy to do. But it's a skill. It is difficult to write a 140 character joke. So I mean, Rob Delaney did it for a long time. Like there's a reason he's got I don't know how many followers, but like he just sat down and fucking worked at
did
it.
a joke every day.
Yeah, and then some, I think.
Yeah.
I have one thing I forgot to say.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
Can I throw in a plug for
Yeah,
someone
you're
else?
allowed to.
All right. So I have a friend who's very funny and adorable, and she is in a show called Laughtivism LA, which is a sketch comedy improv group that does. They have a show tonight, and they kind of talk about like socially relevant issues that are going on. So it's a late night, but if you're an LA local, it would be super awesome if you could come out and support her. It's at IO West, which is at 6366 Hollywood Boulevard, and her show is tonight at 11 p.m. It's an hour-long show, but it should be awesome. So if you want to brave the late night, come on it.
And also if you care about people and social issues.
Yes.
And comedy.
Or
And
just
comedy.
one of those two.
If you care about if you like any of the words that you just heard, just tune in.
Yeah, but this is the only show that my friend is in that's in LA before they go off on tour. So it would be great if we could get their first show an awesome audience.
Is this a friggin' dice tower?
It's a dice tower, Jordan.
Holy
So
crap.
real quick.
Oh, a rolly
So yeah,
Strolla?
Google, because I don't know the page or the website, but Google Rothgar's Horde, I think it's called, or oh god damn it, just Google Rothgar dice box or dice towers, because he's given us a whole bunch of shit and they're all really cool. He's a really good woodworker.
Fucking cool.
That would be cool for Kellen.
if you're into stuff like this, a lot of the stuff that he makes, like it's really hard to find the joints on it. It's really clean
Really well
work.
done.
So Jordan, what do you want to plug?
Oh, so you can follow me on Twitter if you want, at Jordan Pidgeon. I'll try and tweet more jokes at some point. But I also, you can check out my work. I do a podcast called This American Lie, which is a parody of This American Life, and it's very funny. I'm very proud of it with some other people. So you can check that out on iTunes or Feedburner. I think there's a few other places. Search us out on Facebook. We have a page there. You can also see some of I have a video group that I run and a lot of people are involved with. In fact, people at this table are involved with. I think everyone except you have been involved at some point.
You will be.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
We're
how
bringing
it
you
is.
into the fold.
But that's called Senior Ditch Day. You can find us at youtube.com/Senior Ditch Day. We make sketches and videos and all sorts of things. We've got new stuff coming out soon. You can also find my work. I'm part of a Nerdist School sketch team called The Money Pit. We have a show tonight, if you're in LA, at the Nerdist School stage at 8 o'clock. And we also have a new video up on the Nerdist School YouTube channel called Big Butts. So you should search that.
very funny.
I'm into it.
It turned out well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Scott Trick?
I'm Scott. You can follow me on Twitter at notably Scott.
What's that thing called?
It's called Twitter.
Tweeter.
Tweeter.
I'm also on The Money Pit with Jordan. Fantastic show tonight. Gonna be so good. If you're in LA, come to it. That's all I'm gonna plug.
Make sure you go grab a bite to eat and then come back and watch Phoenix Dawn Command, which is going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific, so just a couple hours from now. Come back and watch that because it's a really fun game. I introduced it to my home group this past week, and holy shit, it is such a cool game. So
Really
Phoenix
fun.
Dawn Command is a lot of fun. Tune in for that, and then obviously Monday Night Dungeon Fight, Tuesday Rhodes Legacy, Wednesday Barky's Brigade, Thursday I don't think we have anything. Friday this week is Never Tell Me the Odds.
It's never Tell Me the Odds, but with the normal
Oh, that's
black
right, the black bag
cast.
So,
we'll be
so this
playing.
Friday we're doing a cast swap. It is going to be super sexy, and fun, and just great in general. So, and then next Saturday we'll see you again. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Hashtag stuff it in your cuts.
Stuff it in your
Dark
cuts.
Sun Darlings.
Smoke it, eat it, stuff in your
Stuff it in your cuts.